This channel is a not-so-proud member of YouTube's all-encompassing special society of heavily overwhelmed layout enthusiasts. Check any railway show, check any railway club, check any layout, check your own house. You'll find one of us somewhere. Warning, the content of this stream is not suitable for children under the age of 16. The topic, language, themes, attitude, and personality of the presenter is not appropriate for anyone, much less children under the age of 16. Topics discussed will not center on trains and will focus on anything except politics. It just happens trains are running. Any similarity between characters, situations, trains, and intelligent thoughts is strictly a coincidence. Any rebroadcast or transmission of the stream without the express written consent of Major League Baseball is strictly prohibited. Viewer discretion is advised. Remember the 3 rules for model train layouts and pretty much anything. It's your layout, do what you want as you want. Do not tell someone else what to do unless they ask you directly what they should do. Do not call out, mock, criticize, or insult another channel on your channel or anyone else's channel. Thank you for your cooperation.
And see it, you'll love it, and it falls on in the best possible way.
Hey everybody, how are you? Welcome to the Outsider Insider Live. I forgot to close the door back there. Hope you can all hear me. Just drop a quick comment. Let me know if audio and video, everything on my end is saying it's all good. Yeah, wow. This place looks a little strange. Kind of forgot what it was like down here. How are all the Knights of the Rhomboid Table doing? I'm going to go with the short list here and just get greetings out of the way. Carl from Bangor Junction, great to see you, sir. Always glad when you're here. Andy, the hot dog pilot. Oh, man, it's great to see you. I got to pop in on a couple of your live streams while I was in Germany, so at least I didn't feel cut off, but you're just another one that's always awesome to see there. Ifo, I tell you what, man, I really could have used you a couple of times in Germany. I had questions that even the people I was asking didn't know, and I knew you would know. Your amazing knowledge of some of these things would have come in handy, and I just dropped a video where some of that would come into play. Hey, Joseph Agliato, the Sergeant at Arms for the Knights of the Rhomboid Table. Andy McDonald, who was in Greece while we were in Germany. Hope your vacation was as awesome as ours, and it was probably just as hot because, man, we were in Vienna, and it was 90 3 days we were in Vienna. And Vienna is not necessarily designed for 90s, especially in June. Although I will say the people of Vienna know how to take care of their people. They set up these water misters all around the city, drinking fountains, and the water was better than these temporary drinking fountains. The water was better than what I get out of my tap water here. Dwight from the Curly Express, great to have you here. Mick from Edgeley Park Station. Dino, my fellow Märklin enthusiast now from Model Railway Shed. Mick, if I skipped you, howdy. Man, I had a lot of beer, man. I had a lot of beer in Germany. I think you would have appreciated it. Kiwi Dave just popped in. Great to see you, Kiwi Dave. Tim J.D., the Senior Vice President of the Knights of the Rhomboid Table. We just need a Chief Financial Officer, but since we don't have money, we don't need one. Tom Couples, another one of the Executive Vice Presidents of the Knights of the Rhomboid Table. Great to have you all here. That's everybody I'm seeing popping on my list. Wow. Guys, Joyce and I got home Wednesday night. We got home somewhere around 8 o'clock, and we just kind of relaxed for a bit. We went to bed by 10. Yesterday was our first full day back home, but we had to get up early because we had a construction crew coming in. And they were here for 8 hours yesterday. My daughter brought Cayenne over to hang out with us for a little bit. Hark, I hear an early guest. Actually, she's probably just Joyce just came home from grocery shopping. So you get an early shot of Joyce here. But so we had construction crews here, and my grandson just couldn't wait. He's finally seen Opal for the first time in a month. He wants to do trains. We can't. There's construction people down there. He wants to go for a walk, but the air quality is really bad because of the Canadian wildfire. We can't do that. He wanted to do everything he hasn't done with Opal for a month, and we couldn't do any of it until about 4 o'clock. The construction crews left, 4:30, and we finally came downstairs, and he helped me take out some track. Really helpful with that. We ran a couple of trains, and then just thinking what to run, because I have not had a chance to really just sit down and look at the layout and do everything. So I hope everybody will forgive if the layout's not, if things don't run smoothly today. I only got about a 10-minute test run about 3 o'clock today, and everything, I'm jinxing myself, seemed to be running okay at that time. If you're looking to see the new stuff running, well, the new locos will not be running. I haven't had a chance to just sit down, clean them up, make sure they're ready to go. I'll be doing that over the week. Plus, I want to kind of do my videos of, hey, here's my new locos. And I just posted 3 videos that I filmed last night and this morning, just kind of showing what we did in Germany, but we'll keep talking about that. Who else just came in? Kieran is here. Another executive VP of the Knights of the Rhomboid Table. Boxcar Jerry just came in. Nice to have you here. But yeah, it's just, I mean, where do I start? Where do I end? A month in Germany was amazing. We packed a lot into it. I don't think there was ever a vacation that had so much packed into it. And we went over with the idea there was definitely going to be some train elements to the vacation. Not that we rode a bunch of different trains. We got to ride first class on a railjet, which was awesome. I've been on railjets, but never ridden one. But we had a great time riding the railjet from Salzburg down to Vienna. Let's see, I think somebody else just came in. Kyle Stevens just came in. How are you? Great to have you here. And hello to all the people in the background just watching to see what I'm babbling about. I could spend hours, even though I did do my live streams from Germany. Of course, I wasn't running trains. I just posted 3 videos where I showed the trains, but I just posted a video about 20 minutes before I came on, 40 minutes before I came on live, where you get a story behind this. It was a story I wanted to tell, and it was probably boring to, if anybody watched it, it's 20 minutes long, and most people only watch about 5 minutes of a 20-minute video anyhow, but there's a beautiful story about why I have this. I'm very emotional about 2 things. Number one, the video I just did was very emotional. And then if you saw the first video I did where I opened live and I got those cars from George from White Wall Wheels, Hardcore MOH, whom I haven't seen online in over a week, almost 2 weeks, I think, since I've seen him anywhere. So I hope George pops in today. I hope he's okay. Hey, Sean, GWR Buckley, thanks for coming in. And I have tried to watch videos. I've watched snippets. Sean just put up a video today, I believe it was. I got to watch that. I haven't commented on any videos for a month other than a couple. And I'm not going to go back and try to watch everybody's videos for a month. I'm just kind of starting tomorrow and going forward. Like Leslie puts up 2-3 beautiful videos a week, Leslie Gilpin. And I just... there's just no way I can go back and spend 20 minutes, 40 minutes on all those plus all the other videos. So I'm just sorry. I miss talking to you all. I really do. I mean, I miss talking to you. I make a comment, you reply, and it's kind of like talking to you all. And I miss doing that. There was a lot of you guys put up some great stuff, and it's just wonderful to keep up with you. You know, I'm not on the phone talking to most of you. I know some of you guys talk to each other on the phone all the time. Artie and I will occasionally talk on the phone. Jean Ricard and I talk a lot on the phone, video chatting on the phone. But otherwise, I wish I talked to more of you. There's so many of you I should be talking more, but I'm always scared to call because, you're busy. Something's going on. You're busy. I'm interrupting you at the wrong time. I mean, even Jean Ricard called me this morning, and I don't know if he forgot I was back home, but I was just getting in the shower when he called. Maybe he wanted to see me naked. I don't know. Jean Ricard won't be here today because he's working. So that's kind of sad. It's no fun to pick on him when he's not here to defend himself. Yeah, because basically, like Jean Ricard and I, we just video chat on YouTube or Facebook. We just use the Facebook Messenger call chat. All right, so I bought a ton of stuff. As far as locos go, these are the only two. This is a slightly older model, class 218 I picked up in the cream and ocean blue. I wanted a 218. There's a little bit of a story involving this, but I found this at a shop and I bought it. So this one's one of the two locos. It's a Märklin, so it would take me 5 minutes to load it in and have it running, but I'd have to run it in and everything. And I do want to do sort of a review video. Well, I don't like to call them review videos, a closer look video. And then I bought my first ESU, and it's the same livery, except this is a 220. Now, these guys are all related. The 160, the 218, the 216, the 220, they're all basically based on the same original model. I was at a shop in Freiburg, Germany, and they had a 218 in the ocean blue and cream livery that I wanted. And they pulled it off the shelf, looked. I said, "Oh, this is what I want." And he says, "Well, that's the ESU model." I said, "Great." And we looked at it, we messed with it. He tested it out, said it was okay. He says, "Okay, I've got one in a box up here." And I said, "Great." And I paid for it. I bought a couple other things as well, and I bought it. I got, hey, third model train shop I've been in, because I went to a couple in Hamburg, and they've got the ocean blue and cream 218 that I want. And I was great. And then I posted a picture because the guy put the box down after ringing it up, and I snapped a picture and I put it out there. And Thomas Kessler said, "That looks like a 220. I said, "No, it's a 218, because Joyce and I looked at it, said 218. It's all good." And we kind of bantered back and forth. I said, "It really looks like a 220. And I've zoomed in on the picture, and it looks like it says 220 on it. So I went to the picture and zoomed in, and yes, it said 220. And then I looked at the online receipt when I got it after we left the shop, and it was the model number. It was the model number for a for the 220. I don't know. That one shows it. Yeah, it was the model number for the 220. And I was like, did the guy sucker me? You know, we spoke, we understood each other, because I only speak in German. In fact, I didn't speak English to anybody in Germany except Joyce. And even with Joyce, I spoke a lot of German because Joyce has been working on her German and was kind of happy I was doing that. Hey, who just popped in? Or, hey, Luma is here. How are you? I'll tell you what, this is the first trip I've ever come back where I would say, wow, where I wouldn't say, wow, it's over already. This is a trip where it felt like a month away. When I came back from the UK last year, it was like, wow, where did the time go? Coming back, it is weird to be home, but Joyce and I both clearly know we've been gone for a month. It's been crazy. Hey, Daz, great to have you here. Welcome in. But yeah, it wound up being a 220, and I was upset, and I toyed on, going back and saying, cancel that order. You told me it was a 280. And Joyce said, you know what? Can it be used on your layout? I said, well, yeah. I mean, there are still some 220s in action out there in Germany. She says, just keep it. Just keep it. Just use it on the layout. Just keep it. So I was like, okay. So I went from being upset about having this to going, I got a 220. I wasn't expecting it. But I will be opening this and reviewing it. But it is my first ESU. So I kind of wanted to see what an ESU is like. And then a little bit later, I did find an official 218. But one of the goals I had when I went to Germany was I was hoping to walk into shops and find locos and rolling stock that I wanted that I just can't find at the shops that tend to stock only the newest release stuff. And that's exactly what happened. I walk into one shop, I found my Austrian EC wagons. I walked into another shop, I found a 218. I went to another shop, I found the red 218, but my shop, Modell Bond Shop Lipa, replaced my 218 that was so faulty that I sent it back. And I've got a new 218, which also I have not opened and tried out yet. Got a lot of that. So it's been so much has gone on, and we've only been home. I mean, we haven't even been home 48 hours yet. And we had the workers in yesterday. Hey, Roger's here, and Raymond Anthony, nice to have you guys here. And I apologize, I'm not looking at the chat yet. I'm still keeping up with that, but maybe I should change this over to the chat, and that way, at this stage, anybody coming in, I'll see it on the chat and can respond to any questions and comments. I apologize that. Hey, Stefan is here. Skål, my Norwegian Viking friend. How are you? Great to have you here. So, I mean, I bought a lot of stuff, but to be honest, even Joyce would sit here and testify. There was a lot more I could have bought, and I resisted the temptation. The shop in Salzburg and Vienna were amazing. The shop we hit in Freiburg was really good. One of the shops in Hamburg was amazing. They had so much stuff, and there's stuff I resisted buying in Hamburg because it's too early in the trip. And of course, the adage is buy it when you see it. But as it is, I found the most important things I was looking for. So I can babble more about that. It's already 15 minutes in, so let me show you. Now, again, I'm not running any of the new things, but this guy is special. And you have to watch the video that just went online about half an hour ago, 40 minutes ago, why this guy is very special. There's a kind of a sentimental story behind it, even though I tried to keep it not too sentimental. But anybody watching my emotions in that video will know I'm keeping myself calm. But this was beautiful, and I was given this. I was given this. I didn't buy it. It was given to me. It is an old Märklin rail bus, and it needs a little bit of cleaning. That's just a little bit of dust on it. I don't know. I know I could look it up. I just haven't done it yet. But, you know, the box says made in West Germany. This is from either the 60s or the 70s. This is not my era. It's not my thing. But there's such a special story behind this, and it was a gift. And this thing is in such great shape that I want to clean it up, maybe see if I can get a decoder in it. The windows are a little frosted over the years, but I want to see what I can do to clean it up and either run it on my layout now and then, but it's definitely going to be a display piece. And I was given this by one of our hosts in Germany. It's both a happy story and a bit of a sad story, like many stories of gifts are. I was like, you can't give this to me. This thing could be worth money. He says, look, when I die, this will go in the garbage. There's nobody who wants it. My family doesn't want it. I said, well, try eBay. I sold everything. And, well, watch the video and you can get the story. But what a beautiful old piece. This is strictly like Dodge Museum now. I'm going to have my little Dodge Museum of trains. But I'm enamored of this. Just sort of like my Prussian 8 steam locomotive that I got a few months ago, my PR8. I'm enamored of this for very special reasons. So I hope you'll watch that video. I hope you watch all my videos, but I only get about 150, 200 views on most of them anyhow, because I don't put the content up that's going to go big. So anyhow, let's go and see what trains I'm running today. There's just so much stuff that's why I made 3 videos, so I didn't have to spend all day today talking about it. Yeah, Evo, that's why they're frosted because you could see the wiring up close, and that's the way things were done then. But it's still a gorgeous piece. I'm not worried about the aesthetics in that regard. All right, so let's see, where am I at? Let's go to 11 lane. I've forgotten how to run my live stream. All right, so what am I running today? Well, I'm running no new locomotives, but I am running a lot of new stock. For example, right in front of you, I have a Class 101 because I don't have the Austrian Taurus in red to pull this. But I've got these cars. Now, these cars are in 2 different sizes. I got 2 Märklin and 3 Roco. These are the Austrian EC cars. Joyce and I rode these. We saw them many times in our 2019 trip and 2017 trip, but we actually rode in these cars like this, from Stuttgart to Salzburg. And so this is actually a train we've ridden on now. And the thing is, I went into a shop and they had a couple of Märklin ones that were out of the box on display. So I got them for a discount price. And the lady had to get up on a ladder, go up on the shelf, get them out, put them back in the box. And then after she did that, she showed me around and she wound up having 3 Roco ones. But the difference is the Roco ones are true 187 scale. The Märklin ones are 195th or 1/100. So to the really astute people here, you know who you are, they're 2 different lengths, and I changed couplers in a couple of places, so they're not as close coupled as they should be. The Roco couplers were close coupling, the Märklin couplings were close coupling, but to connect Roco to Märklin, I went with the longer couplings just in case there might be an issue. So I've got that guy going. So part of my theme today is running ECs. So there goes my Austrian EC. In front of you now is my Czech EC. My Czech Railway EC, EuroCity. And then once they're out of the way, I have my German IC, but these are the same cars that will often be used in EC, consists from German. So that's my theme today. I've got the ECs going, the EuroCities. Even though it's also an IC in that case. Now, I only test ran things for a bit, so I'm very nervous that things might uncouple. I'm very nervous. I did not do nearly enough testing as I should have. Yep. Hey, Choberton Junction, how are you? Try putting on a heavy flat car. Well, we'll see about that. Okay, now I then have 2 freight. And this is one of the newest locos I bought before I went to Germany. It's that Class 218 in blue. But as it goes by, first of all, you'll see there's 2 20-foot containers by Hamburg Süd, gifts from Jean Ricard. And then at the very end of this train is my first ever Mehano wagon set. So those 2 yellow cars, those Max Bogle, that's new stuff. And it's a very long train for a very short track, but hey, it is what it is. And then let's go here. Let's get the last couple in gear. And then in front of you here, I have another freight train, but first of all, you'll see a CFL long tarpaulin wagon. And then you'll see a white and then silver and black. And those are all 3 new tankers. One of them is brand new. 2 of them are old ones that were gifts again from my friend Horst. And then stupidly, I've got that train going the wrong way, but we're just going to live with it today. And then way in the back is, just for fun, It is a beer wagon. I'm going to stop everything just for a second. It's a beer train. And now I've had the Beck's beer since October when I went to a train show in Cleveland, Ohio. And then the next 3 cars are all new. Although the car at the very end is very old. But this is a beer wagon, and it's actually kind of a Joyce joke. We saw a couple of beer wagons of beers I had just tried, and she said, "Oh, just buy them as a joke." And you could run a train with all the beers you've had in Germany. I said that'd be like a 50 box car or refrigerator car. But I've got 3 going right now. I got a Beck's, I've got a Rothaus Brauerei, and I've got a Dinkelacker. And then another gift from my friend Horst is the little end of train box car in the back there. So that's the trains that are going to be running today. So I'm going to go to the multi-view right now just so you can see everything. I'm not, at this moment, I'm not running anything on the floor. I'll explain why in a minute. It's no big deal. There's nothing wrong. Whoops. You don't want that picture. So there you go. Yeah, I could run the Azuma, but that's about it right now. Brake van. For some reason, I just call them EOT wagons, end of train. And the light is working. Yeah, I tested the light. It's kind of, I'm hoping as it runs in EFO, it will get more consistent because this car has not been run in 12 years. That particular one has not been run in 12 years. And again, I could retell the story and waste 20 minutes. Joyce and I just had a lot of special moments in Germany. We were blessed to have a lot of amazing hosts. And I don't even want to get into comparisons. You don't need to compare. They were all great. But we loved all our hosts. But our last host, Horst, in Bamberg, Germany, was very special. And just go watch the video. And through my babbling, you'll kind of figure out that there's clearly a very strong story there. I don't know why I can't get this to look straighter. Come on, you. Oh, that looks a little better. All right, so maybe I can start paying a bit more attention to the chat. Must be. Which Aaron is? Oh, Aaron is Chilberton, right. At least I think so. Yeah, I have, and this is not all the cameras. I have others. But I figured, well, this screen actually has 12 cameras on it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 through the middle, 7, 8, 9 on the bottom. And then there's this one I'm at, the one next to me there. And then there's one up above me. Oh, I hate that. This is probably better up there as well. That shows the floor. Let me go ahead and get the Azuma rolling. Okay, Azuma, are you ready to do your job? Okay, so there's that. Wow, 562 pounds. That's over $600. Nope. Nope. And yeah, I only know of Lord and Butler's in Cardiff, and I didn't even get to go there when we were in Cardiff. When we finally figured out, oh, Lord and Butler's is here in Cardiff, it was too far away and we didn't have enough time to get there before it closed. And then we left Cardiff the next day. So, yeah, it's... A wiser man might have just canceled the stream today, but I needed to see you guys. I needed to see everybody here and do the old-fashioned stream. And hopefully we'll get a few more people coming in. Because we definitely did not get the viewership in our live from Germany streams that we get elsewhere. But yeah, I'm loving those OBB wagons. I'm enjoying seeing those, so getting that going. Because Joyce had suggested before we got back to America, she said last weekend, she said, when you get back, why don't you just on your first video do all the trains you rode in Germany? And I explained, I said, well, we did the Railjet. I've already got that one. We did the ICE-4. I've already got that one. And then we do the OBB cars. And then we rode a bunch of trains I don't have. We rode CityJet on one of our trips from Salzburg to wherever we went. We rode a CityJet, so now I have an excuse to buy a CityJet. Hey, Rick and Pauline, how are you? Indeed, things have been busy. We were nonstop entertaining ourselves in Germany and just insane. We have not had a chance to rest. We had, like I was telling people here, we had construction workers here. Yesterday was our first morning back home, and we had construction workers in our house beginning at 8:30. So there was no sleeping in. Today was our first day, and I had to... we're having the family over tomorrow because we have the 4th of July, but my son and his fiance are coming into town tomorrow. But see, the 4th of July also means I have 2 birthdays. 2 of my kids were born the first week of July. My son's in town tomorrow, so we're celebrating his birthday. And my son always requests that I make my special lasagna for his birthday. Because even though my kids are, you know, well, my youngest will turn 28 in a few days. We still treat them to their favorite meal. Whether it's out to a restaurant, they pick, we make it. We get it for them. So I'm making my beloved lasagna for the family for tomorrow. So we had to go out and buy all the ingredients. We just did not feel like going out on Thursday. And then we had the construction workers here, and then my daughter and grandson were here. But we just... there's been so much going on just in the 46 hours we've been back. 44 hours we've been back. We haven't... I mean, we have unpacked, and Joey's got the laundry done. But... I've got some yard work that's got to be taken care of. We're trying to push a company that we gave $6,000 to 3 months ago. Says, hey, we're back in town. It's time to get our driveway done. It was supposed to be done in May, and then you said it was looking like June. We said we're going to be out of town in June. But now we'd like our driveway done, and you've got the down payment, so let's start getting dates set so we can get our driveway done. I still have to finish the bedroom remodel. Any of you that were following that story. Hey, 156 Andrew is here. Hello, my friend. Well, I did watch some of Rick and Pauline's videos. I watched all of theirs that they posted last week because Joyce and I wound up canceling one of our trips while we were in Bamberg. We were going to go up to Würzburg or down to Bayreuth, actually over to Bayreuth. And we just decided we were just tired of going, and we just stayed in Bamberg, walked around Bamberg some more, went out to eat, just had a slow day. And so I was actually able to sit down and watch videos, and Rick and Paulina just put up a new video. And if you're going to a toy show, I'm going to watch the video. But it's just been, no time to watch YouTube. Joyce and I get up, we shower, we eat breakfast, we're out the door, and then we're off on whatever adventure we plan for that day. We get back anywhere between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. With whatever we were doing in Germany, and we just crash. We brush our teeth and go to bed. And get up the next morning, lather, rinse, repeat. Yeah, but we hated, I hated being out of touch with so many YouTubers. I like seeing your videos, and I like talking to you via the comments. And like I said, I probably need to get more phones numbers or get more people just calling me on Facebook, because every now and then Alan Wiles will call me up and he tells me to call him, but I'm very nervous calling people and have them say, oh, I'm busy, I can't right now. I was like, oh, okay, because now's when I wanted to talk. But when somebody calls me, I'm like, I'm glad they called. Other than this morning, John Ricard called me just as I was stepping into the shower. Like, Jean, not the time to talk right now, unless you're looking for a free show. So anyhow, let's go to some of the big cams. You've seen everything. Let's see what's happening. Where's the one? There's the Azuma racing around. The reason the second lane is not running is if you guys know this, the Bachmann black track is gone. It's all gone. My grandson Kyan helped me rip it all out yesterday. He was very good at it too. Very cool. Although he also wanted to play with it and put it back together after we took it apart. And yeah, the floor needs clean there. It hasn't been cleaned in a month because I'm the only one who cleans it. But we had construction workers in, so there's a lot of dust. I cleaned the track before I ran the Azuma, but I did not clean the floor. But anyhow, we just had I bought all new Trix track, but the Bachmann controller is designed to plug into the regular controller a certain way, so I have to snip the wire, and I was trying to get it done before the live stream, and I just ran out of time. Where did I put them? But I have spade connectors, my last couple of spade connectors that I have to solder onto. I cut the wire, let's get this in the camera. I cut the special plug off of these wires, and I'll solder the spade connectors and then plug them in. So right now there's no power to the track. I did a test with this, and the test worked, but the contact wasn't consistent because the wires were moving as the train. So I just need to make it a permanent soldering point, and they'll be working. So unfortunately there's no other train running today. All right, Kyle, you take care. Well, yeah, I need to get rid of it, but at the time it was inexpensive and it did work, although some of my UK trains really did not like it. They liked the Trix track. This Azuma has been running gorgeously ever since I moved it to this one loop of Trix track. My Beatles Eurostar, which was a pain in the butt, loves running on that outer Trix track. So now I've got a second loop of Trix track. So it's the same thing as my Märklin C track, but it's 2-rail instead of 3-rail. Well, that's catching everybody while they're going through. Other than that little piece of wood, apparently I need to turn that camera around. I did not get a chance to check all my cameras. I checked the main ones. but not all of them. There's the Dominor's view. I'm going to leave it here because a couple of guys will come into view in a couple of seconds here. Oh, but I am going to try to straighten it up a bit. That looks better. So there goes the Czech EC. And coming around the corner will be the Austrian EC. One of the coolest things is when Joyce and I were in Vienna, we went to the restaurant that claims they were the original Wiener Schnitzel, and we had some really good Wiener Schnitzel. And we went to the Zacher Hotel and had actual Zacher Torte. I've had Zacher Torte before, but not from the actual hotel cafe. So that was amazing. There's the 11-lane view, just in time to catch everybody going through. EFO, they came with basically those ones that are the same as the old Fleischmann couplers. I don't know the name of them. You probably do. But Roco seems to now be releasing almost all their stock with the old Fleischmann couplers. Or new versions of those Fleischmann couplers. I mean, I'm sure you know what I mean, but I've got a couple of them here, so I will pull this up real quick. And, these guys right there. The last several Roco cars I bought have had these, and I call these, I know it's not the name, but I call them the Fleischmann couplers because until Roco started putting them on their newer stock, I had only seen this type of coupler on Fleischmann trains. Wagons and stuff. I'd only seen them on Fleischmann, since Roco and Fleischmann are the same company. The thumbnail for the live stream is this guy right here. This was a gift from our landlord in Bamberg named Horst. It's a long story. I put out a video that came out just before, and I know, guys, I put out 3 videos in the last 24 hours. 11 minutes, and 20 minutes, which is a lot of information to put out, especially since most... But I kind of explain this and why this is very special to me now in that video. It was a gift from a gentleman that rented us an apartment while we lived in Bamberg. If you don't know Bamberg, Bamberg is an old town, couple hours north of Nuremberg, 2 hours north of Nuremberg, 3 hours north of Munich. It's still in Bavaria, but it's northern Bavaria. And Bamberg has some historical reasons it's famous, but it's also famous for its smoked beer, Rauchbier as it's called. I don't know if it started there, but it's famous for smoked beer. They smoke the hops or the barley before they brew the beer. And I was encouraged to try some smoked beer. Not a fan. If Clive was here, I apologize, Clive, but not a fan. The Fleischmann, but it's basically the same design, isn't it, EFO? Again, remember, still a noob in this. But the only time I had ever seen those couplers was on Fleischmann. Then all of a sudden I started noticing them on Roco, relatively within a couple of years after the merger of the two companies. They were both bought by a giant corporation, and they're actually for sale. Roco and Fleischmann are still for sale. And for a couple of years, that giant corporation kept producing Fleischmann N scale and HO scale and Roco, and then they finally said no. I think it was 2018, 2017, when they just said from now on, Fleischmann is the N scale, Roco is the HO scale, and they went from there. But last I saw, the two companies were still for sale. The parent company is trying to unload them. Jim, how are you, my man? But yeah, this is not my style. It's not my era. It's not it's not anything except it's very cool. To me, it's old. I mean, this goes back to at least the 70s, if not the 60s. It was made. I don't know if I remember how that code works. This might have been made in 1969, based on a 1961 molding. But this is just. I keep damaging the box every time I open it, trying to put it back together. The box was in good shape. It wasn't in great shape. I haven't really made the box any worse, but I do keep bending the parts that are bent. But this is, this is. I'm sure this is much older than the PRA because this is not digital at all. This will not run on my layout unless I figure out how to put a decoder on it. But I bought this or I didn't buy it. I was given this as a gift, and I accepted it and took it because a special bond and friendship grew between me and Joyce and Horst, the previous owner of this. I did give him, not by his choice, but again, I've got 7 wagons and a and this rail car that he gave me, but I paid him for some of it. I could not accept all that free. He was giving it to me for free, but I was like, dude, this is your stuff. It's memories. It's got some value to it, and I can't pay your memory. I can't pay your memories, but let me pay you something so that I don't feel like I stole it from you, even though you're giving it to me as a gift. Because even when people give me gifts, I always feel, just when they give it to you out of the blue, go watch my video, my first video from being home in Germany, where I open live on camera and listen to my reaction when I see what George from White Wall Wheels gave me. I'm still shaking from that. I was like, holy crap, because I know what he spent to get that, and then he sent me those 2 cars. He told me he sent me something, but he didn't tell me he was sending that, because I would say, no, don't. But I'm grateful he did. Oh, okay. Well, again, I've never had Fleischmann other than the Fleischmann cars that I bought in October, and they have what appears to be the same clasp. So I don't know if they're Fleischmann cars with Roco in them, but I thought they were Fleischmann cars, and they have that same thing. Yeah, I'm glad to be home. I missed my family. I missed my kids. I missed my grandson. But at the same time, I loved being in Germany. But it was time to come home. I think that might be the last of the super long trips. Joyce and I were there for 4 full weeks. And I think we both felt it was long. And so we'll probably go back to doing 2 to 3 week trips. Just not try to do as many places, like just a week here, a week there, and get out. I love being in Germany, but this was our longest trip. But we also, if you go according to Joyce's Fitbit, we walked more steps than we had ever walked on any trip before. We averaged more steps per day. We hiked miles. I mean, I weigh 50 pounds less than I did on my last trip to Germany. And if I watch my videos from 2017 and 2019, I'm hiking up some of the hills. We were hiking up hills, and I'm like, hey, this is great. Look at this beautiful view. It's amazing. Until we hiked up to the Altenburg Castle in Bamberg. And then I was, but that was a steep walk. That was a 14% or higher grade all the way up that hill. And it wasn't a looping track that tries to level it out. It was straight up 14%. And Joyce and I hiked it about a mile and a half. Well, I don't know. Sometimes it's the clothes. The biggest thing is when I left for Germany, I weighed 227 pounds, and I really expected to weigh over 230 pounds when I got back, and I weighed 224. So despite all the beer, all the bratwurst, all the schnitzel, all the ice cream, I actually lost 3 pounds in Germany. I usually lose 8 to 10 pounds on my trips to Germany, but I fully thought I gained weight because I had more pop, more beer, lots of meat and cheese, just all kinds of bad food. I really thought I had to have gained weight, and I got back and I weighed 3 pounds less than when I left. But black makes me look thinner. I don't know why. Okay. Oh, okay, the Newport scrap. But, yeah, and Jim, I got to tell you, I know we talked via email, and I think you, as well as Ifo and Jean Ricard and some others, would have loved a couple of these shops I went to. I know you said you wound up having plenty of backup Profi track. I just know in a video you posted last year, you talked about it was very hard to find and you felt you were getting low, so maybe you found some more. But this one shop where I bought my the Austrian EC cars, this Bannert's toy store in Vienna. Holy cow, they had a section of used trains. They had Fleischmann stuff from the 80s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. They had all kinds of Profi track. They had old Roco. They had old Märklin. And it was so cool because I walked in, every shop I walked in, there were certain things I was hoping to find. And as the trip progressed, I found the things I was hoping to find. Maybe not at the first shop, but eventually I found a shop like, oh, I want some of those Austrian EC cars that just went above me. And lo and behold, bam, I found some Austrian cars in Vienna. I wanted the Ocean Blue and Cream 218. Bam, I found it and got a really good price on it. And it's Märklin with MFX Plus decoder, so it's not that old a model. You know, it's within, how old is MFX Plus? I think 5 years now. But that just makes it really, really cool. Yeah, there go those, the 2 new containers on the new wagon. My first ever Mehano. My first ever Mehano. And I will tell you, the flatbed is very lightweight. The flatbed is lightweight, but the containers are weighted, and they're weighted nicely. So the flatbed is lightweight, but the containers are nice and strong. The guy suggested, depending on what you run, you might want to put it at the end of your train. Like if you're going to put other containers on it instead of the ones it comes with, put it at the end of your train. I put it at the end of the train just because of coupling. Mehano had a different coupling on it, and I changed those couplings out and put my basic non-close coupling, I think it's the Telex couplers from Märklin. Now, I did not change out, speaking of which, is it coming around? Oh, it just went around. I did not change out the wheel set on the Roco Austrian EC cars. I haven't changed out the wheel sets. But knock on wood, they are actually running really well. There you can see them in the background right below me right there. There's 2 Märklin, 3 Roco, and the way it's set up is it's Roco. It's a Roco first class, a Märklin first class, a Roco second, a Märklin second class, and then Roco second class. Wow, you're early. Well, I guess I didn't even log you up yet. Well, golly, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Let's get you in here, and we'll get the camera on you. Yeah, top that. Yeah, that's a fan funding. Hey, you're one of my fans. You want to fund me? You already did fund me. Oh, let's get on this. The Joyce view. Oh, that's sort of a Batman Joyce view.
Very sideways. It still is.
Why? Why is that sideways? All right, let me get out of the way. There you are. You're on camera. All right, I'll make it small now so you could.
Pass the mic over.
Oh yeah, I gotta pass the mic. You gotta pass the mic. Let's go to the multi-view. Back to the multi-view. One mic for you. Oh my God, Norton, would you stop? You're not even my official.
I got on my computer and had a very slow working. Okay, so hi everybody. So hey Andy Warwick.
Whoa.
Hot dog Andy.
Do you need to catch your breath?
Hi Tim JD.
You're kind of high.
Hi Joseph.
Hi everybody.
Hi Andrew March West. Hi Carl. Hi Dino. Hi Blazy. Hi Luma. Ave.
Oh, Warwick Road Andy's here. Hi there.
So, hey Raymond. Hey.
And, I'm
Karen.
sorry.
Hey Owen. Hey Dave. And I'm very,
All right, it
very
is Relic. Thank you,
sorry.
Efo. It is Relic. I hear
Andy,
Telex,
that's
I hear Relics,
heartbreaking.
and
So hey Cartaker.
that's Stefan from Norway.
Okay, yeah. Hey, yeah. I think that's it. Yeah, Stefan. Yeah, Anthony knows. I'm getting there slowly. So, anyway, if you haven't hit the like button, gentlemen, let's all hit the like button, and ladies.
Yeah, well, we've never had many in. We're only at 27. I'm feeling rejected now.
Oh, well, people maybe don't know your schedule. Who knows? You know, just that you were back.
Yeah, but I haven't been away. Hey, Owen Concord's here. How are you,
Nick.
Owen? Welcome in.
They maybe didn't like that you weren't running trains and stuff, so they didn't know when you'd be doing it again. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm running the beer
I'm
train.
trying to help, yeah.
And then I've got the little
Your
thing
train
from
looks
Horst on
great.
the end. And if you look,
Awesome.
the light is working.
Oh, sweet.
I got the light working. It was
Very
flickering,
nice.
but I thought if it ran in a bit, the conductivity would start working
That's
in
great.
the wires.
You got a long
Yeah, I got a really long container wagon
container
coming this
wagon
way
going. Oh, yeah.
with that blue 218.
Do you have
And
them
at the very
slow,
end
or they need more power?
are the container wagon you picked
Right.
out, the container flatbed
Right.
you picked out.
Right.
Joyce did really pick that out. She saw it in the window of the shop, and there was 3 separate ones, but it was all yellow. She says,
Hey,
"That's
how about
kind of cool
those?"
looking." So I was like, "I'm in.
That's
I'm
no good.
buying it."
Yeah.
I really should have bought all 3 parts.
Yeah, it could
to
be
it,
people
but-
on vacation, everything else. Yeah, so. Anyway. Yeah, we're back. I always say it takes 3 days to completely adjust time zones. And we're almost there.
Yeah, but even yesterday wasn't really a day because we had the construction here.
We've had a ton of stuff going on, a ton of makeup things we've had to do, a ton
Hey,
of
there's Hi.
situational things we've had to do.
Hello, hi.
Hi. The boss says bye, you bye.
Well, she didn't say bye. She
Quite
just said
that
it
way.
looked cool.
Yeah, I didn't say bye. I just said it was all right. So I guess that's approval.
Randall's here. How you doing,
Hey,
Randall?
Randall. So anyway, let me get my YouTube up on my phone.
Oh, get your
Gives
YouTube
you
up on your
another view
phone.
and a like.
Gives you another view and a like.
Hey, I support you.
But yeah, it just the only thing. Actually, I did finally see one in the last shop. Is I was looking for an Austrian, an ÖBB Taurus in red. And there was one at the first shop I went to, and I said, well, I'll wait. And there was one at the last shop, but by that time I felt like, with all the stuff I was going to pick up from Horst, I didn't have room. I might buy it from Lipa here, because I want my Austrian. I don't think it looks bad with the Deutsche Bahn 101 pulling it, which would not be unfeasible.
No, it's not.
It looks fine, but
It's okay.
I want the red Taurus.
I think you made a good selection, my dear. I'm not sure what you're gonna do.
Oh, I'm
It's on the outside.
I'm ecstatic with what I brought home from Germany,
I know you
but I just posted a video where I talk about horse.
Yeah,
Now,
that's
hang on,
right.
Joyce doesn't like this, but I don't want to put her on the spot, but Joyce, just your reaction when I talk about Horst.
Horst loved you. You were his soul brother, is essentially where he was. Now, mind you, I had a hard time understanding with his accent, but I sure got we were his Lieblingsgast. And so, yeah, he thought you were very, very awesome being a teacher and a Märklin guy. And we were very polite and nice, and of course we listened to people, and that makes them like us a lot.
A normal red one, Ifo, and
So it's been good.
Roco's got a good one that I could get from Lipa next week if
Did you
I
ask
bought it.
Ifo about those screws?
What?
Did you ask Ifo about those screws
The screws?
that came on the
Oh,
PCs?
yeah. No, I did not.
Okay.
Yeah, Ifo or anybody else. Raymond Legs, if he's in the background. Jean Ricard's not going to be here today. Let's go back to the trains. Let's get some train views. There's the Delmenhorst low view, and let's go straight to the DB view. Yeah, Ifo, my Roco EC. Was it the Rocos? No, it was the
Hey Jerry,
Märklins.
thank you.
My Märklin ECs came with a couple of screws.
This car Jerry's here.
And there's nothing that explains what those two micro screws are for.
Oh, Randall, that's obscene.
My two Märklin ECs, the Austrian ECs, came with two little mini super skinny screws, and I have no idea what they're for.
Hi, Lee. Yeah, does anybody know what those screws are for?
So I had to go to my, I don't know who else here, maybe Hi would know, but Hi's not a super Märklin person. He's doing that. Hi, Lee.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave for a second. I'll come back.
But there they go. But yeah, the two Märklin ECs that just went past came with these two little screws. Hey, Shedmouth Junction, how are you?
Hey,
I just
Shedmouth.
watched your video today where you were talking about your original Thomas the Train engine set, which I don't know why. I don't know why you would be, you know, and I know it's done with humor, why you think people would run away that you're talking about Thomas, because I would swear half the model train guys in the UK know Thomas and loved Thomas and may have strong opinions about how he's presented by different companies, but you could go a long way just being a Thomas fan.
For you Celsius people, that's 41 degrees Celsius is 106.
Yep,
That's
That's hot.
obscene.
that's obscenely hot.
Yeah.
We got into the mid-30s when we were in Vienna.
Oh, it was horrible.
95 degrees
I
Fahrenheit
will
in Vienna.
forever remember.
And you understand, these are old buildings. And like
Yeah,
our
those
apartment
are-
had 3 windows all facing the same direction. In other words, no airflow.
Oh, good God, no, Randall. It's 87 in Toledo. You know, still hazy sun. I started weeding a little bit and said, forget it. Yeah, 64. Gosh, that sounds nice.
Wait, I saw somebody else.
Carl says it's 64.
I thought I
You
saw
know,
somebody else.
somewhere in England, wherever
Maybe I
Carl
was
is.
somebody named. Okay.
Melbourne.
Yep. Up and down, 26, 27.
Thomas is God.
Yeah.
Has Kyan quit watching, Thomas?
Apparently so.
I don't know how at his age it would hold any interest. You know, he's so used to now everything so animated and just, you know, no mouths or eyes and that kind of stuff. It wouldn't hold him. He's a little bit older, he might
Well,
go
it's
back to it.
amazing all the new things he discovered since
we
were
left,
gone.
Yeah.
He's a
Well,
totally different
Disney,
kid. All the
Disney.
shows he used to watch. Oh, he doesn't watch those anymore. He watches all these now.
Anyway, did anybody know about those random screws?
I don't know. Oh, the
Freezing
boxes
in
aren't
South
here.
Wales
I
and
put them
what?
all on the bar. Oh, well.
Okay.
Yeah,
let me
these
get it
two
for you.
tiny little screws came with my Märklin
Yeah,
EC
no
cars and nothing that
instructions.
says what they're for.
Do you want me to get them?
Nah, it's not that big a deal.
Alright, 'cause I'm out.
Hey, there's Tom Kessler from
okay.
Tom's Märklin Train Layout.
Yep. Hey, Tom.
But I'll tell you what. Would you mind getting, or I can go around you, the 4 cars we got from Horse, the passenger cars we got from Horse. I showed them in the video, but I think I'll go ahead and show them on camera. Oh, nobody's at the station right now, so that was silly. Oh, wait, somebody's going into the station. There you go.
Slowly. You have everybody slow there?
Say what?
They seem to be moving slowly. Is everybody slow today?
I've got them on slow.
Just warming them up, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I oiled all the wheels and set it up.
Oh, so the UK's pretty chilly. It sounds like. Of course, it's evening, so that's some of
Yeah, St. Lazy. It's 2
Yeah.
tiny little screws per car.
Right. Do you know what they're to? Because we couldn't
The
figure out.
220 is not running because I haven't had time to set it up. I've got 3 locos I have to install, unbox, install, and I just haven't had time.
Yeah, that's a little warmer. We found Germany and Austria
Oh, that's a nice
to be
image, isn't it?
very, very warm this year. Enough that when we retire, I think we're going earlier in the year. You know, like April or May.
Okay, that's
Yuck.
huge. Okay, yeah, that's going to need adjustment.
You guys
a
don't
bit.
do heat well.
That's interesting. Interesting.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I couldn't go outside, Tom. I was out yesterday for 5 minutes and just sitting on the deck and started coughing, and so forget that. The asthma did not like that.
Yeah, so the 220 is sitting in a box next to Joyce. The new
What?
218 is in a box next to Joyce. My new
Yeah, really
red
proud of-
Roco 218. They, I sent it back to Lipa, and
So
Lipa replaced it and
218.
sent me a new one. And
Oh, that was smart wearing a mask. I'm sure I should. So yeah, the 220.
but yeah, I'm gonna put this.
Rotten 220 that acted like it was a 218.
All right, so I already talked about. Let me
And then the 218.
go to the solo kit.
Right.
So I've already talked about this, and again, I posted a video. But here, and I've got a couple of the freight tankers that I picked up from him, and I'll try to get those on camera. But these are some of the other cars I picked up. These are old Märklin. These are 60 years old, 50 to 60 years old. They are not in the best shape. My goal is to try to clean them up the best I can. I've been talking to Jean Ricard, and he's given me some suggestions. But these are old. I have a rough guess of era.
You got a Shiner bus? No, Shiner bus.
Schienenbus.
Schienenbus?
Schienenbus.
Schienenbus.
Yeah, a rail car.
Yeah.
This one. That's the Schienenbus.
Yeah, the Schienenbus.
He had
He's got the box. It says it's a Schienenbus.
But I picked up this one, and these are not.
Tom asked, are you getting into tin plate now? Well,
No.
not really.
No.
Just
There is a
we're
reason
in
I
the-
bought these, and it
yeah.
has nothing to do with era. And I technically did not buy them, or how would you put it? Unofficially, I didn't buy. Officially, I didn't buy them, but unofficially, I did.
You gave him a contribution for them. No, it really was. Horst was a great guy, and it almost felt like we had to take them or they would just die in the basement. And so essentially we've saved them. Right?
You guys would have to tell me. I don't know if these two would be part of the same consist. The color was the same.
Yeah,
the
the color's the
DB
same.
logo is basically the same, but you can see the greens in light are not exactly the same.
Yeah, boy, they sure look like it from this
They
angle.
look at it this
Not
angle,
on your camera,
but
they
not
don't.
on the camera.
Wow, that's weird.
But-
Okay, Tom has a complete train. It's the standard on all German layouts. This is the 1960 cars
would
can
go-
be used with the V200.
And then there was, so I picked those two up. And then this one might have been part of that
Yeah,
same
he
consist.
says it's the same consist. One
Okay.
is a post
And this
band.
also has the same era DB logo, but I don't know if it was the same or not.
Yeah, it's
but I have
completely
seen it. But this
different
is
color.
obviously this is the restaurant car, the Speisewagen. So I picked this up.
Well, they're not new looking coaches, they're old looking
No,
coaches.
these are old. These are old, and they were used. Okay,
Hey, these were horse.
they weren't in boxes, and
And again, I think we just saved them is the way to think
yeah,
of it.
the way to put it is we're saving them.
Yeah, because they were wrapped
Horse
in
own-
newspaper in a dinky basement.
Horst's own words were, when he passes away, these would go to the garbage
They're
because
going to the
nobody
rubbish
wanted them.
bin,
They
yeah.
would go into the garbage bin. Nobody would take them. And he wanted to see them go somewhere. He
so-
gave them to me. He said, take what I want. And trust me, there was a ton there, and I would have happily taken it all, even though I would have never played with any of it.
Right, yeah, we wouldn't
Now,
put
the
them
last
and we
one
couldn't get
is
them
the
home.
blue car here, which is actually a CIWL sleep wagon. And CIWL are the same people that, the Orient Express.
All right. Anthony, okay, but Anthony was speaking the same language with this man and more than German. Okay, he was also speaking the Märklin love and the Märklin language. And so that's why he had to.
So I don't know if this would belong with those cars or not, but I don't care. I'm going to clean them up,
Yeah.
and I'm going to run them as little consist. I don't know
Apparently,
that I'll buy more.
We have to get other oil for them.
He had other cars. Yeah, I've got to get a special oil to clean them.
Pop Farben goes with Ozenblau. Because the pop was too confusing.
Okay. Hey, Andy Dobson, welcome in.
Oh,
And so, again,
hey Andy.
I tried to explain in a 20-minute video, which went on about an hour before my live feed started, tried to explain some of the emotions involved here. These cars are not my era. They're not my interest.
How long ago did he lose his layout, do you know?
12 years ago.
So it's probably been at least 12 years since they've run.
Yeah, none of these things have run in 12 years.
Yeah, if you guys got good advice, we obviously need them.
They are, now, the only one that is a runner is this one. But these cars are all metal. They're all
Yeah.
metal.
Yeah.
The only plastic is the seating
You're
inside.
going to have to go back and read these comments, I think.
Yeah, I may have to go back
And
and
you
read
can
them.
concentrate on them. These guys know their stuff.
Oh, I know they know their stuff.
Yeah, of course. Those in blue, the road beige.
But I do know for a long time he had blue, red, and green consist codes. He had a group of cars that were not in as good a shape as these, that were all DSG. There were two, there was a green one, 2 red ones, and then a half red, half blue that said DSG on them, which Jean Ricard explained to me was Deutsche Schlafwagen Gesellschaft.
I wonder if you asked him if he could just ship this to you and then maybe see who wants that stuff.
Well, I talked about that, and he definitely was prone to it. But yeah, I will. He might even be watching in the background. I tried to give him. I don't know how much he is familiar with YouTube, but I told him about my channel, and he said he would tune in.
Right.
But he'd have to look it up, and
he was pretty hip with a computer, it seems. So.
Yeah.
And for heaven's sakes, he runs an Airbnb all computer.
He laid all the stuff out. Again, go watch the video. And the video, I only show about half of the cars he showed me because we were talking.
Oh, at least.
And I wasn't taking pictures.
Right.
He had a set, I think, that were East German passenger cars.
Right.
Another set that were 1950s.
Yeah.
But there were never full consist. And these cars just hit me because I like the mixed colors.
Because I was talking with Anthony there. We don't know how he sold his locos. Did he put them on eBay? Did he have a garage sale or a boot sale? You know, that type of thing. Who knows if he hit that larger internet train community?
Yeah.
That I really think there's got to be guys out here now that really would jump at some of those things, even if they were shelf cranes.
Yeah, if anybody watches that video, there's 2 little steam locos that look like they're based kind of on a, I don't know, the BR-80, the real small, but it doesn't say what it is. It just says Märklin, and the
DSG is a sleeping car, dining car operator.
Right. Yeah, it's Deutsche. It's the Deutsche Schlafwagen Gesellschaft, DSG.
Gotcha.
I know what it stands for.
Oh, okay, I didn't.
But they were dining cars and. But he just had so much stuff. And he literally was telling me, take whatever I wanted.
He really was. I don't think he was looking for Anthony to pay him, but he didn't mind that Anthony paid him. I mean, he could use that money to ship
I just felt guilty, so I left him a letter and put some money in and said, I will feel better if I at least paid you for some of this. Because he was like, take what you want.
Oh, Matt Slade. Is that who they're talking about?
I don't know. Yeah, Matt with his, he released another one of his outtakes videos today, which was funny. But
yeah, probably the similar age stuff, I would guess.
We bonded because he's just a nice guy, and Joyce and I are usually nice people.
Usually, yeah.
Usually. He was a former teacher. I'm a former teacher. Joyce is a teacher.
I really think everybody, the one host that really liked us a lot because we listened to them. Yeah. You know, they would talk to them, we'd stop and we'd actually talk to them, or at least Anthony would. And it seemed like, Paula, no.
There was Paulus, that was...
Paulus is what I'm thinking of. Paulus just seemed so appreciative of Anthony. Just
and
absolutely. You know, he was out, and so he was out, so we were talking to him.
Now let's see if I can get the right camera to show this. Which one that would have been the best camera, and I just didn't get to review.
Okay, Lenny said she cast to stream the TV and can't type in the chat at all, including pasting like I used to. But hi, the little guy just woke up. So give Kyan a hi.
Kyan! All right, give me a second. Hang on. I want this train to pass. All right, those are the 2 Hamburg Süd 20-foot containers that Jean Ricard bought for me.
Yeah, they're nice. They're long.
And then coming up now in yellow, that's the 2 yellow car that Joyce picked out, the 2 yellow container cars from Mehano on the flatbed. And then here's some stuff coming from Horst. Well, first of all, before we get to Horst, that CFL, that is something new we bought. And then we've got these tankers. And then this white tanker and short silver tanker, those were gifts from Horst. And then another new tanker I bought. But those are two older tankers that we got from Horst. And then eventually coming around again, give me a couple of minutes, is the two beer wagons. And then the brake van at the end of that is a gift from Horst.
Right. And the light works. And that's so charming.
Yeah.
Hey, Andy. We had a wonderful time. It was a long trip.
All right.
And it was
On
a
camera
hot
here.
trip.
Cayenne! Opal loves you! Hi, Cayenne!
Speaking of, we're getting them in the mid-morning tomorrow.
Okay, we're getting Cayenne in the morning.
Yep.
Okay.
That was how we were going to have a 4 o'clock dinner.
Okay.
Celebrating birthdays. We have a birthday.
Hey, Andy81, how are you?
Wednesday and Thursday? Thursday and Friday? I don't know. I
Yeah.
really don't know what day
So
it is.
I've got most of my new rolling stock out, but none of my new locomotives are running because I want to. I just didn't have time to run them in. I mean, it only takes a minute or two to put them on the track and have my Central Station 3 read them, and then I might have to change addresses on a couple of things. But I need half an hour or an hour to run each one in.
Absolutely love your beer car. Your beer train.
You?
Yeah.
Oh, you're digging the beer train?
I am digging that beer train.
It needs more cars.
Yeah,
We'll have to go on to eBay now and start looking for German beer.
Yeah, we do.
All right, did we have that beer? Yes, we did. Did we have that beer? Yes, we did. Bye.
Anthony really liked the road beer.
Oh, yeah, one of the best beers I've ever
Did you tell
had.
him about the smoke beer?
Yeah, I mentioned the smoke beer.
Oh, that was horrible.
Not a fan of Bomberger
that
smoke
was
beer.
a horrible beer. And all I had was a sip of it. And oh, that was enough. That just rough.
It was rough. Yeah,
Bad
I'm not
enough
a
he
fan.
had some smoked cheese later, and it just was. It's like the smoked
Yeah,
beer.
now that is an old, Joyce bought that. It came
nice,
as part of
Andy.
a passenger.
He got himself an American Bulldog Scott breed.
Yeah, Ifo, I could see that because already.
Oh, yeah.
What the shop? It was the shop in Salzburg that had all the beer wagons.
Yeah, he
had
had a
tons of them.
terrific collection. And
I decided to only buy
left-
2, but I could have bought at
Yeah,
least
we
6
left
more.
with 2.
But there were 6 other beers.
He
We've had
was
that
already-
beer,
But you
just on this trip.
The 218 and the
Right.
the dollar bills, the euro bills.
Joyce's eyes were adding things up, going, "You spent enough here. You're going to other shops."
Cutting you off.
And
We're
it wasn't
not
even.
done.
It's just that it's
No,
not
that
even.
wasn't Salzburg. That was Vienna. No, it was Salzburg.
It was
I take
Salzburg.
it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Salzburg.
No, the Salzburg shop was awesome. Actually,
it
Salzburg
really-
and Vienna were nice.
Yes. The only difference is Salzburg, you were with somebody who really knew his trains. In Vienna,
Oh, she knew her stuff.
Knew her stuff, but I don't think with the same Märklin love vibe.
No, because they sold everything. Yeah, she didn't. She wasn't a pure Märklin shop.
I'm going on this. It's
They
a
are official Märklin.
It's the language of Märklin.
I think she would have been very offended if you said she didn't know her train stuff because she did.
Probably she was.
Because if you remember, her dad kept calling, she'd be like, "I
Yes,
know,
she
I know, I know.
did. Yeah.
Love you." Bam.
Yeah.
So clearly, she's the daughter of the guy who owned
Right.
the toy store.
And yeah, Dad was on her last nerve.
Dad called her at least 4 times while we were up there with her, and she's talking to him so sweetly.
She is.
She's talking to him so sweetly.
Yeah, she is.
But she is slamming the phone.
She sure
down.
was. Her body language said she was done with her father.
And we would just be jumping back as we're waiting for her to turn on us, like, "No, what do you want?" But she would turn to us,
No.
and then she would turn to us. It was yeah.
Sorry,
because
Andy.
She'd be like,
First day.
she would be like, Ja, Dad. Ja, Dad. Ja, Papa. Ja, Papa.
Ja, Papa. Ja,
Ich
Papa.
verstehe. Ja, kein Problem. Ja, gut. Ja, ich liebe dich. Tschüss. And then, so you'd see it from the side.
Yeah, you're right.
Now, what can I do for you?
Yeah, she was very pleasant.
Very
But
friendly,
yeah, he
very
called.
pleasant.
He
I'm
called twice, and right after the other. So that was funny. Andy, the language of Hornby.
But it was.
This at you. Hey, new people, hit the like button, please.
But yeah, I mean,
You know, 1.5.
I have 368 gigabytes of 4K video from our trip to Germany.
Yeah, well, you saw some of it because a lot of it was the 3 train museums we went to.
I have so many stories from Germany. We have so many stories from Germany. The people we met,
We
the
do.
funny bits.
You know what? When people ask me, I freeze.
Yeah.
It's like I don't remember any of them.
Well, we got stories about Paulus, our host in Salzburg, who loved us.
Oh, he did. He gave us a bottle of wine when we
Yeah,
were leaving.
he called us his best tenants ever and gave us a
Yeah.
bottle of wine as we were leaving.
He did. You could see the love in his eyes. He just, I'm not sure exactly what we did, but the love was
Well,
in
I
his
talked to him
eyes.
and Joyce had breasts.
So anyway,
He checked them out a lot.
yeah, all right. So we took that wine to Vienna, and I told Anthony we're drinking this wine
Yeah.
because we're not taking it home. It was very good. We should have taken a picture of it. It was very good.
It was good wine, and yeah, he just as we're walking out.
We took 2 days to drink it because
we
it
treat-
was so hot. It was not good wine drinking weather.
And
Yes, you put it in the
Petra
fridge.
in Ebersbach loved us
Yeah, she did.
because we
But again,
listened to her. She
we
just
talked.
said-
We chatted. We chatted for almost an hour.
More
and
than
the
that.
only reason she left is because it was
She had to
getting
finish-
dark and she had to water her
she had
plants.
work. She had to get done in her yard, and
I will happily say I think I
2 hours.
understood about 75% of what she said.
Yeah. Joyce's, the
was
biggest
hanging with
thing
her.
from 2019, the last time Joyce was in Germany, where Joyce can do basic conversation in German, and if people talk
Listen.
basic things to her, she understands. Chat in a restaurant, chat in a store. But the biggest thing I was really amazed with is how much Joyce understood, because I did not have to translate much for her.
Sentence structure? Forget it. Holy crap. The more I learn, the less I understand it. But
But it does sink in.
why are we separating these verbs? I don't get it. But it's, why is ein at the end? But it, and he get a little impatient.
But, no, there are times, because you still do the same thing.
They
Like,
do,
are you
know?
understanding? Are you understanding? Yes, I am. And then 5 minutes later, what'd you all
that?
say?
Well,
You just said you understood.
Well, I understood the part
But
before
no.
that.
I'm trying to be positive here, and you're turning it negative.
No, I'm sorry.
Is you really handled your well in
Yeah,
Germany. You were
take care. Hi.
all right. Hi. Good night to you. Thanks
Good
for
night to
spending
you.
some
Boy,
of your
do
time
we
with
sure
us.
understand. You notice our live feeds were short when we were in Europe. Yeah, the creepy Indian guy sort of said the last one, but
Oh well, yeah, there was that.
I'm booking a flight now. What? Abort! Abort! Abort!
But we just had so many great things. Now, we will say this, and
Oh, they sure are, EFO.
oh yeah, they're true anywhere. I mean, if you
Yeah.
come to the United States, EFO, if you haven't already,
Right.
you've got Maine accent, New Hampshire. You've got so many regional accents in the United States, and the UK is even worse because it's a small country, but it's got just as many regional accents as the United States.
I don't know.
But I can
You know,
handle
there's
most
three in
regional
Ohio.
German accents. But I hit a couple of places. Well, let's say Switzerland, where Schweizerdeutsch. Oh my God! When I heard some real
Ooh, that
Schweizerdeutsch,
was hard.
I was craning hard. Wait a minute, what did he say? What did he say?
Slow
Okay, I
down,
think I
slow
got it.
down. Yeah.
But no. Joyce and I always pride ourselves that we treat everybody nicely, and we manage to usually meet people that are
Oh,
friendly
heck,
with us.
you guys know how we are.
Well, some people do. But
Yeah.
Joyce, look in the camera up there. And I wish I could do this where I held up the sign.
Yeah.
We ran into one person we could not charm. We ran into one grumpy person that there was just, we were not going to ungrump them.
Oh, the cashier.
Not the cashier,
Oh, yeah, she was something.
but she wasn't a cashier. She was the waitress and cashier. The soccer hotel.
Oh, the soccer hotel. Indeed. We didn't charm her. She did sort of half smile when we left her a
She
good
did
tip.
not like us. Yeah, she did smile when we left her a big tip anyhow.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it sure is, Tom.
but yeah, the first time we ever had somebody that was just, oh yeah, I forgot that cashier at the store too.
Oh,
she
she
was
was
having a bad day.
She was so grumpy, she was mean. Oh, Pittsburghese. Yeah, one of our
Yins, we're going to the
bestie.
Giant Eagle.
Yeah,
hey,
to the
Yins, we're going to
Eagles.
the Giant Eagle.
Eagle, yeah.
Instead of Eagle, Eagle. The Giant
Our
Eagle.
bestie
Yins.
Deb is from Pittsburgh, and oh, good heavens, yes. It's amazing how many words she uses differently.
But,
Yeah, I call my
the
students
waitress, because we had a wild story. I think we told on one of our live streams where the soccer hotel is a 5-star
Right.
hotel and expensive. It starts at about 750 euros, so about $800 for the smallest, cheapest room, and goes up to like $5,000 a night for a suite. Very expensive hotel. And even the cafe gets tourists and everybody in there, but there's definitely
Gotcha, Dave.
there's
I
definitely
don't
a
plan
high.
on calling anybody a Kiwi or an Aussie for that matter.
We're just gonna call you natives and locals.
Yeah,
You locals here.
New Zealander. You know, not. I don't think we called anybody a Kiwi.
But going back to that,
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
so we didn't even go into the main soccer cafe. We went
Yeah.
into the other cafe, which is all part of the hotel, but it's the one you can walk in.
Yeah, it's a
You know,
walk in. It's
You
kind
can
of
wait 3 hours to
kind
get
of a
into
light cafe.
the official main
Todd,
cafe.
ask what your blue is.
Say what?
Todd, ask what your blue train is.
Loco or train?
Probably yes.
Well, I have to. The blue train is a Czech EC, EuroCity Express, being pulled by a Czech Class 371, and it's the train Joyce and I rode from Dresden to Prague in 2017.
Yeah. Oh, and for sure. And
Yeah, there are subtle differences between West Virginian and Pittsburgh. I mean, they are the same basic accent, but there are
No,
subtle.
I
Like
think they're pretty different.
Yuns versus yins.
Right. Female Carolina. Sound quite nice. You don't recognize the difference? Oh, you don't recognize the train. Okay.
Yeah. But it's a Class 371
We had
Loco.
too many conversations going on. Anyway, you didn't finish your story. So we were in the soccer hotel
Yeah, and
cafe.
they had space, so we walked in, and this young boy, probably clearly
Early
still
20s.
training,
Yeah.
we said, is there a place for us? Because this room is filled. He says, do you mind sitting upstairs? And we're like, no, we can't. And you
we
go
can sit
upstairs,
anywhere.
and it's much nicer upstairs. And we walk up and we sit down, and the short girl walks up to us, waitress, in a very fancy waitress-made outfit. not the sexy French maid outfit, but very proper, prim. And she goes, "What are you doing up here? This is for reservations only." And we said, "The maitre d' downstairs sent us up." And she just rolled her eyes and said, "Well, sit over there." That's where we were heading. We clearly didn't belong upstairs.
Yeah.
Oh, and she
We
was
didn't belong in that
very,
hotel.
very stiff and not friendly. And she was dealing with 3 tables of money assholes, too.
It's true.
But we clearly, even though most people were in shorts and T-shirts like we were, they're clearly, that guy's in the $100 T-shirt and I'm in the $25 T-shirt.
Yeah.
I'm wearing the $100 tennis shoes. That guy's wearing the $500 tennis shoes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
she
I
was
can't
not
tell,
friendly
but
to us at all.
She wasn't. We didn't really care. We were
didn't
there
care.
to
I
have
said,
an
"I've got the
experience."
money. I can afford to be here, so serve us."
We had the experience, and the grumpy waitress was probably part of the
Just
scenery.
made the experience that much funnier.
So yeah, we were gonna get the hot cocoa, but again, Vienna was so hot, we got a cold, iced hot cocoa drink. It was amazingly good, and it had brandy in it, and the brandy is in the bottom because I watched her make another one.
Yeah.
And I used the straw, so I got all the brandy first.
Hey, there's Clyde. Speaking of smoked beer.
Hey, Clive.
Oh yeah, and that's definitely what it is, Aoife. When you work at a high-end, high clientele
Yeah,
place,
agreed. Yeah.
you yourself, even though you're the service staff there, you develop a bit of a snobbery
Yeah,
as
it's
well.
all part of that culture. Like I say, we knew we didn't belong there, and we didn't care.
We didn't care. Plenty of tourists go there, so it's not like we didn't belong there, but
Yeah, we weren't unique, but you know what? We were knowledgeable, so we knew a lot more than some of those people that were there of how to handle the restaurant. We knew more how to handle it. Anthony had researched it, and he knew what to do.
all right, Kieran, take care.
Bye,
We will
Kieran.
see you wherever we see you.
Yep, see you around, bud.
Well, yeah, we just had, and like I said, even that, we just laughed and smiled.
Yeah, we did.
I saw somebody
See,
mentioning
we were as
the
friendly as we
Eurojet.
could be, but
I just saw somebody
all right,
mention the
night,
Eurojet
Dave.
somewhere.
Night, Dave, or bye, Dave. It's not night for you.
All right, take care, Kiwi Dave. We will see you.
I love that we have people from all these different time zones.
Wow, we are down to 20. We lost a lot of people.
Yeah, well,
Apparently talking about fancy restaurants and
now they
fancy
got it.
chocolate cake.
Oh, it's 11 o'clock in
It's
Western
11
Europe.
o'clock in Western Europe.
It's 10 o'clock in the UK and
But yeah, we're
and
just...
Ireland. Yeah, I suppose that's true. And
We haven't
maybe-
even talked about anything negative or controversial other than talking about our
yeah.
waitress that wasn't friendly. She wasn't excessively rude. She just was not friendly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. I mean, she didn't spit in our drink or anything.
I will say this. I did not even change the wheels on those Rocos. They are running on Roco wheels, but they are running
They're
smooth.
doing fine.
The only thing I did was change out couplers, and I'm debating putting the closed couplers back in or ordering a whole set of closed couplers, even for the Märklins, and seeing if they could handle the closed coupling. Because the two Märklins are closed coupled. You can see it, the second and third car back there. They've got the Märklin closed coupler and are working fine. And then the two Rocos at the end have their closed coupler, and they're
Right.
doing great. But
I
I
like
went with a
how
wider
you-
coupler where I had the Roco connecting to the Märklin.
Gotcha. I like how you arrange them, the cars.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really not noticing other than the gap.
Pleasant.
The gap is the only thing I'm
Yeah,
noticing.
the height's a little different, but no, it's not too bad at all.
Oh, is the height
Very
different
acceptable.
too? I really
Yeah.
don't think the height was that different.
So, yeah, well,
Well, Tom, I don't know about that. I mean, we ran into one person who was German, who definitely had. We have found most Germans, like Americans overall, they're often not fond of our government, which I can't blame them.
Ooh, don't go there, babe.
Oh, yep, I went there. They're sometimes not fond of our government. We did meet one crazy German who Americans are to blame for all the problems in the world.
Right. Yeah. We thought about mentioning Hitler to her, but just decided not to fan the flames.
Yeah. Because she accused an Irish guy of being American. Like, oh, I always recognize American. Ah, but you're British then, aren't you? And he's like, no, I'm Irish.
No.
Oh, I would have guessed Irish. Okay,
Yeah,
she's crazy.
She was a little out there.
Well, most Germans we run into,
Yeah,
the problem
sometimes it doesn't
is,
work.
now Thomas, you're German who came to America, but there is a phrase that anybody who travels knows, whether in the ugly American.
Yep.
And in our 20 years of traveling in Germany, we have seen plenty of the ugly Americans,
We
the
sure
complete
have.
ignorant noob who expects the whole world to work the way
Yeah.
things work in Norman, Oklahoma,
Yep.
or the I've got money, I'm an American, the world shall bow down and kiss my ass. Now there's plenty of
Yeah.
people from other countries that have that attitude as well.
Yep.
But Americans tend to be more ignorant of other cultures than most cultures you
Yeah.
could list out.
You can understand why. I mean,
We're isolated, we're in our own country,
we're in our
and
own
Americans
world. We
don't
just
tend to
had
have a great
Canada and
interest, especially the
Mexico.
last 30 years. Americans don't seem to have an interest of the rest of the world
Yeah.
or an understanding of the rest of the world. I think there was a time where we did and we paid more attention, and now we're a lot of Americans are isolationists again. But we go to Germany very humble, very respectful,
Sure you have.
and we see a lot of Americans, and there are other cultures I could mention that tend to be very disrespectful to other cultures. It's not just Americans, there are other cultures that can be that way. But Americans can definitely be very, like when we're over there, the number of trust fund kids, Americans that are off the leash, the 20-somethings to 30-somethings, and we were just overwhelmed by them in Salzburg and Vienna to the point where anytime we heard somebody speaking American English, we just cringed and went, let's get out of here, let's get out of here, let's get out of here. And yeah, there are some Germans who come over here and, we had some in our exchange program where we take them to Niagara Falls. Well, we've got the Rhine Falls in Germany. They're just as good. There's a big difference between the Rhine Falls and Niagara Falls. They are not the same level of impressive.
Nope, they are not at all.
And we loved the Rhine Falls.
We
They
did.
were awesome.
That was a fun
But Niagara
experience.
Falls is a totally different level
Totally
of...
different level.
And yes, you will see the ugly German overseas as well. And the ugly Frenchman and the ugly...
Yeah.
You'll see the ugly Spaniard or the ugly Italian too.
Yep.
But some cultures just seem to travel a little bit more annoyingly, and Americans, I think, do rank up on the higher end.
Yeah, so anyway, we just do the best we can to represent people, represent this part of America, our part of America, our America.
When we were in Rothenburg ob der Taube, while we were staying in Bamberg, we went a couple hours west and went to Rothenburg, big tourist city. At the station, we ran into a crazy German woman that Americans are to blame for everything.
Yeah.
And I'm a globalist. I'm sorry people if that view offends you. I'm a globalist. I'm an earthling first.
Every single one.
I'm an earthling first, I'm a
Started
human
with
second,
America.
and then I decide I'm an American. And I don't have I'm not an America's the best country and everybody else sucks sort of person. I am all countries are beautiful and all people are beautiful type person. But if I hear somebody bashing my country, like we're to blame for everything, then my patriotism does kick in. Don't you dare! It's like, I could call my sister a trashy whore, but
Right,
don't you
yeah,
do
you
it!
can't do it, right.
I'll call my sister a trashy whore when I'm mad at her, but don't you dare ever call her that!
Tom, some people are more adept, willing to adapt to change than others. So your father was more flexible than your mom.
Oh, but we see Americans do that too. They get over there.
Absolutely.
But we laugh at the Germans.
Anthony settles in better than I do.
Yeah, I
And
handle
the
Germany better than
Airbnbs.
Joyce does.
I mean, I don't do badly, but
But I would tell you, like, most Americans couldn't handle the fact that most of Germany closes at 6 o'clock.
yeah.
What? Workers, the shops all close and everybody goes home to their families for the evening? It's 10 o'clock. I need a new pair of sandals. How dare the stores not be open?
Well, we did have a little problem of needing toothpaste on a Sunday.
We did have that problem. We ran out of
That
toothpaste
was
on a Sunday,
very
but that's why you
poor.
plan ahead.
That
As a
was
German, you
very
learn to plan
poor
ahead.
planning on our part.
Right.
We should have taken care of it on Saturday, but we didn't think of it. And it was all of a sudden like, you know what? You know what? That turned into kind of a fun, non-adventure adventure.
Yeah. Just
Because, he Googled through Google Maps any groceries that were open. And
on
so
Sunday.
there was a,
In Bavaria.
in
Sunday in
Bavaria
Bavaria is
is even
especially
worse.
tough. 'Cause
So
everything
we
closes
found,
on.
basically a quickie mart with a gas station, that type of setup.
Yeah.
And so we walked. It was a good, was it almost 2 kilometers, I think?
Yeah.
And we walked the roads on the way there and then walked the river path because we saw it a little late
We visited a
on the
Kathy.
way back.
We visited a Kathy Wolfart, but not in. We saw them in Rothenburg, but we went into Kathy Wolfart in Bamberg.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, they didn't have toothpaste there either. They had toothbrushes and all kinds of little travel-size useful things, including bug spray for mosquito
But
bites.
no toothpaste. They were out of toothpaste.
They were out of the toothpaste, but we squeezed it out. We
Well,
made
it was
it.
a great walk. We got to walk
It
along
was. We
the,
saw places.
the Regnitz River in Bamberg, and we
Yes,
saw
but when we were
several
on
beautiful
the city
parks.
area, we were an area that we
got
hadn't
outside the
seen.
tourist area again,
Yeah,
and
and
just
there
had
were
a
just
beautiful
some really
walk through
pretty
these
buildings,
parks.
and we really enjoyed
Because
it.
when we stay in a city, we of course go see the tourist things if the city has a tourist
really.
thing. But we also try to avoid a lot of the tourist stuff. But like when we're in
table
Prague, we're
stuff.
gonna go see the Charles Bridge, and we're gonna go see the 2 main castles, and we're gonna go see Wenceslas Square. We're gonna the
Yeah.
old town,
We'll
but
see
we're also
the
gonna try to go areas that aren't
that are
normally frequented by tourists.
Yeah, it's so nice. I love that walk. It wasn't crowded. It wasn't. You get homesick in London. Wow, I've never heard of table salt. The thing I've heard people say is baking soda is a good toothpaste replacement.
Yeah,
I don't know if we could have found baking soda in that apartment or not.
but
As it is, we were able to squeeze just a little bit more out of that.
but the thing
Tube.
is, the
We
thing-
made it.
The thing is, you can be well traveled and ignorant,
Yeah.
and you can have never left your hometown and be a kind, caring, loving person. Being well traveled does not suddenly. It can open your mind, but it can also close your mind.
I suppose. I think, though, for most people, it opens them up to a new.
I think it's on the person. It's just most people are
World.
good people.
Yeah.
We live in a world where everybody says, I hate people. But the fact is most people are good people trying to survive and
Andy,
get through their
large
day.
cities are their own thing. Everywhere. They kind of have that in common of a ton of people. Have you seen that video? Well, whose video is it?
It's
Where somebody said
it
hello.
was a comedy troupe, and
Yeah.
Northerner terrorizes London by saying hello.
Yeah, check it out. The video.
It's like a 10-year-old comedy
hilarious.
bit from
Yeah.
some UK comedy show where they're doing a news, and a guy from Liverpool comes down, and he said hello. I did not know my actions. I'm sorry, I did not know my actions were.
Offensive.
Where I come from, it is considered acceptable to look somebody in the eye and say hello. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Google it. It is a
It will-
funny
Yeah,
video.
Google Northerner terrorizes London.
Yeah, that's a great video for those of you who travel.
Well, I don't know. I think there are
could be
people
tough.
with closed minds who love to travel but this is, like I said, it goes back to where I'm talking about the trust fund kids, where we run into them. There's a story back in 2012. I'm taking these working class kids from Toledo, Ohio. Most of them have never been out of the state.
Yep.
And I took them to Germany for 3 weeks. And for 4 days, we went down to Garmisch-Partenkirchen in the German Alps. And my kids just are appreciative.
Yeah.
Everything's beautiful. Everything's
Yeah.
amazing.
Amazing.
And we're staying in this youth hostel. And there's a group of kids from a boarding school in Houston. So in other words, you got a lot of kids whose mommies and daddies are executives in the oil companies, the doctors and lawyers at the big
the
expensive
money.
companies and
Yeah.
hotels, or those people. And my kids had just come back from a 2-hour hike up to the top of a mountain to see castle ruins, to play in a river waterfall, and then watch the sunset behind the mountains. And my kids are floating.
Oh, they are. They were absolutely.
Hey, Mark, how are
Mark. Doing good, doing good.
My kids are just floating. This is
Wow.
the greatest day ever in their lives. And some
Right.
kids will still post
Yeah.
11 years later, that's still the greatest day of my life. And I
Right.
sometimes say that's kind of sad. I'd hope they'd had something better by
Yeah,
now.
but it was amazing experience.
And
for
we
all
come
of
back
us.
to the youth hostel where we're staying, to
Yeah.
the main sitting room where kids from all over the world are sitting. And my kids sit down and they're tired, they're in awe, and they're giggling, and they're listening to this group of girls from Texas. I can't believe we're stuck here in the middle of nowhere. Last year we went to Paris and Milan. We don't even have Rome and Milan on the itinerary this year. We're stuck in the middle of nowhere here. Blah, blah, blah. My mom is going to call and make sure that next year's trip we are definitely going to Rome and Milan so we can go shopping and blah, blah. And my kids' jaws drop. My students' jaws are dropping at these kids from the same country,
Right.
but from a totally different planet. My kids are like, mountains, streams, rapids, castles,
Right.
and you're talking about shopping?
There's nothing here?
There's nothing here?
Yeah.
My kids just couldn't believe it.
Yeah, they were just so gobsmacked.
They were just so gobsmacked at
Yeah.
mountains.
So they walked away from these negative people, of course, and they were fine. And I don't know, I think it makes a very big difference whether you are traveling using hotels and using Airbnbs or staying with somebody.
The type of hotel, in all honesty.
Well,
But-
yeah, because there's still some of those creature comforts in hotels where you are very much on your own in an Airbnb. And there are a lot of things wrong with the Airbnb culture. I accept that completely. But when we are in an Airbnb, we live like a German. We
But-
live like an Austrian. And for us, that's fantastic.
Everybody has different standards, Tom. I understand that. But if your standards are all about shopping and the newest, fanciest Gucci bag you bought, I think your standards are, pardon my language, fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't be in a beautiful part of the world, because Gucci will always be there, all this. If you are in this part of the world and you're throwing a temper tantrum because you can't go to an expensive shop every day, or it's not on the cool trust fund hit list, then there is something wrong there with your standards.
Sweetie, Fo, that's a totally different experience.
That's for coming with them and start. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, well, you could go back and watch Joyce's video about the crosswalks in England.
They're merely a suggestion.
But
I was starting to feel that way in Germany this year, too, and that was not normal.
yeah, they're not good standards. some standards aren't good standards.
Well,
But
yeah, agreed,
I don't know.
Joseph.
Joyce and I we try to make friends. We try to appreciate the country. We understand we're in a different country and the rules are
The
different.
rules are different, yeah.
But that's just the thing. That's why of the 150 kids I took to Germany, I think I'd take 148 or 149 back.
Yeah.
There's only a couple that I probably.
Yeah, most of them were
There was
good.
one that I would never take back, but other than
Right.
that, I think everybody else, they never embarrassed me except the one.
Well, two
and-
embarrassed you, but
The one was ridiculous. The other one was that shit happens.
yeah, indeed, literally. You went in with 5 and came out with 9? The wheels attached to the car, okay.
Right.
Huh,
Well, we enjoy it, and
we do.
I
And
guess
the
that's
thing.
why we look out. Why we get
Although
people
I
that give
truly
us.
think our trip was too long this year.
Yeah, we talked about that, but that's kind
Yeah.
of why
And I agree, Tom. I mean, it's just kind of funny when we're in. I mean, just the way that we adapted when we're in Germany. We eat breakfast of rolls and butter and cheese and
meats and jelly.
jelly and that kind of thing, and that's how we eat breakfast. When we were
Good night, Efo.
Night, Efo. When we were in the UK, I think we ate a lot of breakfast cereal, if I remember correctly. It just felt like the culture was
outside of the English breakfast of the bangers and
the quick breakfast. It was not that.
we had
different.
a more English style
Yeah.
breakfast. We adapt.
So we kind of try to flow with the way it is and what we can find and what we can get and.
But we just have the thing, we don't like being taken advantage of. We don't like people
No.
being rude to us.
No, we don't.
But we also, if the train is late, we're not going to cuss somebody out. If our train gets canceled,
Right.
we're mad, but we're not going to cuss anybody out. It's nobody's fault the train got canceled. Life happens.
Yes, our groans are more our personal frustrations with the situation, and
We'll
it's not at somebody else. So much.
I'll be more mad at the universe. Like, oh, why are you making our train? Oh my God, this entire trip we've had to fight. Trains delayed, flights delayed. Like the whole time we were coming home last year at this time and getting stuck in Toronto, we were mad. We waited in a line for 3 hours only to be told there's nothing we can do for you. And your flight's been canceled, too bad. And we're just like, you know what? It is what it is. I'm mad, but it's not the person I'm talking to's fault. And some people don't understand that. They want to cuss somebody out.
Mm-hmm.
They want to yell at somebody. And to me, there's no point. Joyce and I, when we get off an air...
there's no argument with that, Owen. And trains do better. Amtrak on the East Coast?
Yeah.
They do better on the East Coast.
East Coast is very consistent from what we understand.
Right.
But west of Philadelphia...
Forget it. Yeah, and it's the
Toledo to Chicago might take 5 hours, might take 9.
The cross-country trains are difficult. Work in your hometown you love and spend
but
your evening with your
there are
resident
parts of
family.
Germany and the part where it's like if you're from Liverpool in the UK, true Liverpoolians have a very snarky, sarcastic, sharp wit. I mean, it's what made the Beatles famous.
Right.
But it's all done in humor. There are areas where, if you're from this country, it's kind of, everything's just kind of shitty today. That's how it is.
You are right, Tom.
But there like, for example, we're from Toledo. The entire city of Toledo is both in a geological and emotional depression. There are very few. I love Toledo. Most Toledoans are like, Toledo sucks. There's nothing here. There are a few, and you got some politicians that are, yay, Toledo. But to be a Toledoan is part of a dark humor, gallows humor, negative attitude of the world. You're stuck in Toledo. You're trapped in Toledo. I've tried many times to move out of Toledo, and I wound up being back in Toledo. But I like Toledo more than I like all the suburbs that bleed Toledo to death. Try being a Glasgow boy, another Glaswegian. But my biggest thing is like, Joyce and I go to these beautiful areas. Like we're living in Salzburg, and there's poor people and homeless in Salzburg, and there's beggars on the street. Some look like the con job. Some look like they've had a hard life. There's working class people, people that don't have a lot of money. And as a Toledoan, I'm not saying this as my personal belief, but as a Toledoan, there is a part of me that says, but you're miserable in Salzburg. You're miserable surrounded by the Alps.
Yeah, you got something nice at least to look at.
You've got this beautiful countryside, this beautiful
See you,
areas.
Tom. Have a good weekend.
Good night, Tom. You're do you at least go, well, at least I'm not poor in Toledo, Ohio.
Right, yeah.
I may be poor, but at least I'm poor in Vienna.
Yeah, I think our biggest thing though, we got peopled out. Just
Yeah,
crowds and strangers, and
I
we just
picked,
hit a point where we were just done.
not thinking about it, I knew I picked a couple of big tourist cities, like Salzburg is a very art city,
Yeah,
heavy tourist city.
Salzburg to Vienna was pretty.
And that was a week of just packed cities with
kinda like
tourists
rinse and repeat,
from all
yeah.
over the world, money people from all over the world, and we got crowded out. And I don't mean we got pushed out. It was just there were so many crowds.
Nice, Randall.
Now, the nice thing about
Thanks, Andy.
Salzburg and Vienna, though, is the tourists all go home or go back to their hotels, and in the evening, we had the city to ourselves.
No, we didn't. In the evening, you had the youngsters out.
The youngsters were out, but it wasn't like the crowds.
It wasn't as
think
crowded.
think about when we started my historical tour of Vienna with you. Early on, we had that street to ourselves, and then you could see the tourist groups and the business people
Sure,
start
we were
coming
trying to
out.
get ahead of the heat.
Thank you again, Andy. We're home.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you guys like the trains.
Well, it's nice to be able to run the
Staring
trains.
at the two of us chatting.
And stare at the two of us chatting again, but you stared at the two of us chatting, but no trains were running.
Well, yeah, but you got ginormous.
But it's been, yeah, it was a great time. You know, I in some ways, the only negative of our trip to Germany, other than we ran into a lot of big crowds with certain types of people that we do find more annoying.
Yeah,
But the
good
cities
question,
were beautiful, the
Carl.
places were beautiful, everything was cool. The one thing our trip was missing, if you want to say it was missing, was after our trip to the UK. Remember, we hadn't traveled for 3 years when we went to the UK last year.
Right.
Is we had people, Tim, Philip Page, Lee, Jim Hovermotion, Alan Wiles,
Right.
Danny, people that we kind of knew and then got to meet.
Well, we YouTube knew.
The YouTube people. And then all the people we met at the York get together.
Right.
And that put a special touch on every trip. And I think
It
maybe
did.
that's why Horst and Paulus especially touched us. Because
Maybe,
even though they
yeah.
weren't YouTube friends, people we know on YouTube, we got to know them like YouTube people. And
Yeah.
they made our trip that much more special in Germany.
Yeah.
If you live in Vienna, where do you go on holiday?
To the
Well, the
mountains.
Viennese people go to like Carinthia. We were a couple of people from Vienna were like, we're going to Carinthia, and I don't mean Spain Carinthia. It's a section of Austria.
You say, I
Or
hear
they go to Styria.
They soon
in
they go into
Austria.
the mountains.
Or they
you
go
know,
to Italy.
Because they have mountains surrounding
They get
them.
out of the city. Well,
Yeah,
like
I
Bamberg was.
a
That's
lot
why
of-
I love Bamberg.
You think they
Bamberg
go
was
to
a
a slow
city
place.
that just people were happy to be in Bamberg, and it's not a huge tourist town.
Yeah.
And it was a very comfortable town.
Yes,
Even
but
Freiburg is a big tourist city.
Evening was so weird in Bamberg.
Evening was weird because Wednesday and Thursday evening in Bamberg is empty, and then on Friday Bamberg goes funny crazy.
There was so many people, and they
The
all
Bambergers
had a
party
beer
on Friday and
I mean,
Saturday.
I think the babies had a little beer on them. That's what it was like.
Prost!
And they were happy,
Prost!
happy, friendly, happening.
We're walking around town Wednesday night, Thursday night, and the streets are quiet. There's people's at the cafe.
Yeah, there's just some of the
having a
locals
beer.
are running
The locals
around.
are talking.
It's just a lot of the,
So
again,
we
the
go out
youngsters
Friday
running around.
evening. We go out Friday evening, and all of a sudden, it's like the population
Right.
grew
tripled.
exponentially. There were people everywhere, and they all got beers, and they're all laughing and partying, and they're loud. The night before, Thursday night, it's quiet. The hotel, the restaurants, and the cafes.
We went for ice cream.
Yeah.
And we picked a place, and there was no outside table, so we went inside. And, which is kind of nice, actually. It was quiet in there. And we asked the waitress, is this normal? And she says, from when?
She says, Friday and Saturday, yes.
But it started like a year or two ago, like after COVID or something like that. She gave a time on it.
Oh, I don't remember her doing that.
I thought it was since COVID it's been like this. Friday and Saturday, it's just
everybody in Bamberg was at the Altstadt area partying and drinking. She says it's always like that. Friday and Saturday. It's like we've been in town Wednesday, Thursday, and it was very quiet.
Yeah.
And then Friday, Saturday, it exploded.
Nuts.
And then Sunday, it was super quiet again.
Yeah.
I figured everybody had hangovers.
Well, they had to go to work the next day.
And they had to go to church on Sunday, too.
Right, all that
quiet.
kind of stuff.
Very religious town.
So,
a lot of churches.
yeah, did you tell them about the hamburger place between the ice cream places?
No, I didn't tell them about that.
Yeah.
Every trip that we ever take, I try to find in some town, just once, somewhere. I eventually decide I'm missing American hamburgers.
Right.
So by the end of the trip, whatever town we're in, whether it's London on our UK trip, somebody will advertise real American style hamburgers, and I take that as a challenge. Like, oh yeah,
right.
and we go there, and it's like,
you do.
guys, you have no idea what an American hamburger tastes
Exactly.
like. So there was this place in Bamberg, real American style hamburgers on brioche buns, and you have me at brioche buns.
Yeah.
And make your own. And the burgers in the pictures look good. On the menu look
They
good. They look like good old-fashioned greasy spoon American cheeseburgers. So I went in, and long story short, ordered a burger. It was the best burger I've ever had out of the United States, and maybe one of the best burgers I've ever had, period.
Very,
it
very
was
good.
so good.
Very, very good. And so it was kind of funny because it was between two ice cream shops. So the ice cream shops are just buzzing.
Ooh, Roger's got a video of his trains coming out. Hope it's a full video and not another shorty. Not that there's anything wrong with the shorties.
Right.
It'd just be nice to have you doing that.
It was between two ice cream shops, and they were just buzzing. They were completely full, including the one we went to the night before. And sandwiched in between them is this little burger shop. And we were the only ones outside for a while. Finally, somebody else showed up.
No, there was one other.
So
Before
anyway,
us.
but Anthony raved, and gave
So
him
yeah,
a good,
I start with the
gave
waitress.
him a good Google review, and
Gave him a good review on Yelp and Google and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the owner came out. You liked our burgers. Dude, I am not saying this.
Yeah.
I've already paid the bill.
This was a real cheeseburger, man.
This was the best burger I've ever
Have you
had
done this?
outside the United States. And that includes Canada. Best burger I've ever had outside the United States, and one of the best I ever
Look all the
had.
way through.
Oh, it was a good burger.
Hey, y'all, if you
And
haven't
his
hit
eyes
the
were
like
like,
button
oh,
yet,
thank
hit
you.
the like button. And
Hey,
maybe we could get
James,
Anthony
welcome
up
in.
to
Mr.
phone it.
Dalton, nice to have you.
Yeah.
We are not running any of the new locos I got, but we are running most of the new
Cars.
running stock.
Right.
In fact, maybe all the new running stock except
Yeah, I
for
think it
these
is.
guys, because these guys are not officially running stock. They're going to be little museum pieces. But I do hope to get them on the layout once
Yep.
and have them running. I can't, and the sad thing is I can't really change the couplers on because those couplers are extended down to the bogey.
Oh, okay.
Oh well, so I'll just have to try to clean and
Right.
see how
Well,
it works.
they can couple to each other. So the
Yeah.
only problem's going to be with the loco.
Well, they're basically like the relics.
Okay.
They're like this type of coupler anyhow, so it's not a big deal.
So it'll fit in. Okay.
Yeah, they'll fit.
Good.
You know, I can do that right now. It's just sort of the old world style. Yeah, that fits in massively. That's a nice hook.
Okay, good.
Yep. Oh, those will go together nicely.
Okay,
Heck,
super.
now I can't get it apart. There we go. Okay, those
Give
go
the
together nicely.
Titanic away from me.
Give the Titanic a wave from the Titanic.
I don't know if.
Yeah, I even had 2 rants and decided not to do either rant.
Yeah.
I wanted to just have some good times, run the trains.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess people could say I was
Thank
ranting
you,
about
y'all.
the negative people over there. Oh, we broke 40
We
temporarily.
broke 40.
Yay!
Yeah, temporarily. We don't trust the Dewey. Okay, so it was 400 kilometers from St. John's. Okay, so it was near you.
Okay.
So, gotcha. Newfoundland, of course.
Yeah, Newfoundland. Yep. Had a friend who lived in Newfoundland. Always talked about going up to meet him, and we never did.
Yeah,
I don't even know what happened to
it's
Cato.
interesting to fly. Yeah, really. It's interesting to fly over Newfoundland. A lot of water.
Beautiful
Like
country
little
up there.
land, water,
Beautiful
land,
country up
water,
there.
land, water. Like, how
But
did
there's
they get
beautiful
there?
country everywhere. Beautiful areas of Toledo. A lot of beautiful areas in Toledo. Toledo is a very green city in terms of trees and
Yes,
parks.
it
and
is. It is a very green city.
even Germans that visited Toledo that I was connecting
Yeah.
with were talking about, wow, you know, we picked our American cities to be so concrete and pavement,
Yeah,
but wow,
no.
Toledo's very green. Lots
You know,
of trees.
we
Yeah.
traveled west once with the kids, and it really made me appreciate how green we are
Yeah.
here at home. We just have a lot of plant life.
Our city's green and so's our lake.
Yeah, that's true.
He's a newfie.
Okay.
James is a newfie. But yeah, we just we had a great trip. It was.
Awesome trip. We want to do it again. We're glad to be home.
Here comes those new Austrian OBB, and I'd have to
That's
stop
true.
the train for you to read it, but the little red letters say ÖBB, which is O with the 2 dots called umlauts over it, BB. Österreichisches Bundesbahn, the Austrian Federal Railway,
Yep.
and but
Oh,
those are
baby.
ECs.
And it's just kind of fun to say. Oh, baby.
ÖBB,
Oh, baby.
ÖBB.
Oh, baby.
But what was the most fun? Okay, hang on, I gotta get,
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
gotta put Joyce on cam again.
Oh, crap. Now
What was the most fun thing you had seen in Germany? I'll give you a hint. It was the name of a town.
Aha! Well, on the train, you had a bunch of old ladies that were kept talking about their German. Aha, la 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 la. Aha, ba 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 ba. Aha, and it was so cute to hear aha in the German language, just the way they were saying it. So when we were at the lake and we were so far around,
The lake.
what was it again?
Schlucksee.
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 And, it was threatening to rain, and we were walking, and we said, he's looking at it on the maps, and he said, well, we're not that far from Aha. I said, terrific, let's walk to Aha. So we walked to Aha, and then we got rained on.
Joyce has not stopped giggling about the city Aha. She has not. She just, for whatever reason, she finds the name, the town AHA, like the Norwegian band, pop band of the 80s, like your Discovery. Aha! Here's where it is.
Right.
But she's enjoyed talking about how we walked to Aha, which I assume is how it got its name, because you walked out of the woods. Aha! Civilization! Well, that's what we're going to name our town. Aha! 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 Aha!
It was funny because we kept passing all the hikers. A lot of hikers. I shouldn't say a lot of hikers. A lot of hikers. And we didn't look like we were hiking. We weren't like dressed to be hiking. But it was okay.
We were dressed for hiking. We just didn't have the backpacks with the water and everything,
Right.
which might have been important.
Yeah, we probably did want water. Yeah, he's got a lower level
Oh,
one.
yeah, normally I have 2 running, but I just put new track down and I haven't powered it up yet.
Yeah, he's
But yeah,
got
it's been a while, so I better go, let's go lower view. Where's layout? No, that's layout map. Floor cam, yeah, I actually have 2 tracks down there which run 00. I have some UK trains and I run them on the floor.
Because we still haven't come up with a good idea where to put them.
And how to put them somewhere.
Obviously,
Where to put them and how.
We're going to need to do a second level, I guess.
Somewhere, somehow.
But yeah.
But yeah, I do have trains running on the floor I forgot about, but I have a Azuma Class 800. I have a Mallard, which is my favorite steam locomotive from any country.
Where they belong, Andy. Andy, that wasn't very nice.
And then I'm a Beatles fan, which was the first 00 train I ever bought. I've got
Right.
the Beatles Eurostar, which is actually on the table behind Joyce.
Yeah.
I've got a Beatles Eurostar, the Yellow Submarine Eurostar from 1999. And then I have the Beatles album boxcars. And then I have the Beatles...
Yeah, you have Beatles wagons on the floor, you can see.
yeah, I've got the Beatles wagons on the floor, the album wagons.
Yeah.
And then I have the Beatles Singles from Liverpool train set, which I posted a video, a mail call video, because I got 2 more of those cars from George. And speaking of which,
Right.
a lot of you here know, you may not know his name's George, but he's White Wall Wheels Hardcore MOH. I have not seen him in a chat, and he has not emailed me in a couple of weeks. And normally he emails me 2 or 3 times a week. And the last email I got from him was about some wagons he was looking at buying. And that was about a week after we got into Germany. And he told me before we left for Germany he was sending me something, but he wouldn't say what it was. And unfortunately, it didn't arrive until after Joyce and I left for Germany. So it sat here in my house for a month. And I opened it, and it almost brought tears to my eyes because I know what he had to have spent both to get those and then to mail it to me.
ship
And I have not seen him on a live
Hey,
stream.
Sean's here.
Hey, there's Jean.
Hi,
Ricard made it
Jean.
in.
You
Well-
off work or you on a break?
Hang on. Joyce, you hold the fort for a second. Let me go get this. While everybody watches they can watch my socks walk past.
Right.
Sexy socks. Sexy socks.
Giant socks.
Ho, 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 green giant. I don't have room to set this down.
You don't. Here come the socks again.
You went the wrong way. Back up.
Sorry.
Yeah, I had plenty of room to get through, and then you cut me off. Dang, woman, what's your problem? Okay, so I gotta go on the big screen.
Ouch, ouch, ouch.
Ow, what?
Oh, I smashed my foot and
Darn,
then I
I'm sorry,
smashed it in my
honey.
ankle.
Oh, you should have kept your...
There's another bruise.
There's another view. Let me see. Let's go to this one. I gotta do this solo. Okay, so Hornby released at overinflated price for what you get. They released a train set called Singles from Liverpool. Again, Beetle maniacs like me are gonna drop our money and buy Beetle related stuff. So it was model trains and it's Beetles. They had me on 2 parts.
Some decent track.
But anyhow, it came with 2 cars. It came with 2 cars and a Class 73 locomotive that has the Beatles on it. Now, this Class 73 locomotive doesn't even have lights on it. Those are painted. And this was $200. Now, I got for about $180 from Malta. Took a month to get it, but I bought it. But anyhow, the two cars have all the Beatles singles they released originally. Their original 24 singles or whatever it was. Okay? And they're on the two sides of the cars. Now, George and I both bought this set, and George emailed me and said, I got a problem with this. I'm like, what? He says, I thought it was supposed to be so you could have 4 cars, and you would have the singles in order on both sides. No, it's 2 cars, so you would never see all the singles in the order of their release. And we weren't happy about this. And he said, I'm going to buy a second set, and I don't know what I'm going to do with the Loco, but I'm going to buy a second set so that way I can have all the singles in order on one side and then on the other. I said, well, I'm not going to drop another $200. He says, well, I got it for 160 pounds. I got the other one for 150 pounds. But he bought 2 sets so that he could have all the singles in order each side you're looking at the train. I know it's a small point, but it was a big deal. And when he did a video showing that, okay, there's Love Me Do, all the way to not Hey Jude, whatever their last official single was, Ballad of John and Yoko or whatever, all as the train's going by, 4 cars with the locomotive.
Hey,
and
Phillip.
I just said I would, hey, Philip Page, we were just talking about you. So anyhow, if you saw the little mail call video, you may have also noticed I got emotionally choked up because I know what these damn things cost.
Night, Lee.
Hey, Lee, take care. This is not the same 2 cars. Well, it is the same 2 cars, but it's not. He mailed me. He bought another set and mailed me. So now I've got all 4 cars so I can do what he did.
Yeah, awfully nice.
He had to spend another $150 to $200
Yeah.
just to
Oh,
get these 2
crazy.
cars to send to me. In some ways, I'm almost mad because I don't want somebody spending that much money on me, especially if I didn't spend that much money on you. But the generosity, the love
Right.
I have for this, because now I can set it up in a
Hornby language.
Yeah, they're Hornby, Andy. I'm sorry. If Bachman did some Beatle stuff, I'd bet Bachman, okay? I would love Märklin to do a Beatle train. But anyhow, an IC4 with a Beatle theme. Oh my God, that would be in my house before Märklin could officially release it. I'd be over in Germany breaking into the distribution center. Anyhow, so now I've got the 4 cars. And he sent this to me, and I didn't know it, and I opened it up online. I just thought he had a couple of teak wagons or something like that. And it's the 2 Beatle cars, and I was choked up. And that's when it hit me. It's like, wow, I haven't seen George on anybody's live stream in the last week or so in Germany, where I actually had some time to go to live streams because Joyce and I kind of slowed down what we were doing. And I've been going back and looking. He hasn't commented, haven't seen anything. I hope he's okay.
So has anybody heard from him? Let us
seen
know.
George? If anybody's seen or heard from him, let him know, because I gave him a shout out in the video. Abbey Road was the last album.
Right.
Actually, yeah, Abbey Road was the last album, although Let It Be was the last released album. Or in America, Hey Jude, which was a throw-together album they made up of all the stuff they cut off other albums. But yeah, Abbey Road was the last recorded. Let It Be was the last released studio album of the Beatles. But anyhow, this is the singles. This is their individual singles. Love Me Do to, I think, Ballad of John and Yoko was their last officially released single. But anyhow, actually it might have been Let It Be. I'm sorry, I believe Let It Be because it was released in conjunction with the album and movie, which was after Abbey Road. So I think Let It Be might have been their last official single. But anyhow, so now I have all 4 of these cars. They're beautiful. I'm touched, but I'm also worried because I haven't seen or heard from George. He hasn't responded to my last 2-3 emails. And And so if anybody's seen him in the last few days, please let me know. And if you do see him and I'm not there, just say, hey, Anthony's been worried about you and is teary-eyed grateful
Indebted
for
to you.
these cars. It's amazing. Because I was already dealing with all the stuff Horst was giving me from Bamberg, Germany, and then I come home to this gift.
Right.
The number of gifts, I mean,
Wow. Yeah.
you know, Joyce and I always say when we're going to meet people, gee, we should take something, but what? And
At this point, I don't think we can. We'd have to take another suitcase.
Joyce and I would have to bring a suitcase over to Getz to bring gifts to everybody. So you're all just getting a sticker and maybe
A sticker and a smile.
a sticker and a smile.
And don't give us anything other than a sticker and a smile. That's enough. For sure. Take Jelly Babies?
Oh God, no, not
Aren't
Ted
those
Nugent.
Can't
Can't
little
stand
stuff
Ted Nugent.
things? You guys
The only
want
time I
Jelly
liked Ted
Babies?
Nugent was Amboy Dukes.
Jelly Babies?
Jelly beans. Jelly babies is basically jelly beans.
Oh, you want Jelly Beans?
Well, Jelly Babies is kind of like jelly beans, but same idea. The Beatles once made the mistake. George Harrison once said, I love Jelly Babies. It's my favorite candy. And for the next several concerts, people were throwing them on stage at him and pelting him.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Beatles. After that, we like marshmallows.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the insanity of everything. But again, if you go back and watch the 3 videos, and yeah, I'm begging you to go watch my videos. I did 3 videos about stuff related to our trip to Germany. The mail stuff that people mailed me while I was in Germany, including some cool stuff from Tammy and Ray at Mom and Son Railfan.
Very cute.
Some stuff from some other people, and then these
Tins
amazing
of
Beetle
marshmallows.
cars from
God, if you idolize them, you shouldn't be trying to hurt them.
from George. And then I did the video of everything I bought in Germany, or the stuff Jean Ricard bought for me. Which again, I didn't buy him anything, and he bought me a back scratcher and a couple of 40 or 20 foot container wagons because they were Hamburg Süd, and he knows I like Hamburg Süd. And then the third video was the stuff that Horst from Bamberg gave me and the story behind it, because it's a very, it's emotional. It's emotional. It's just that people, it's weird to have people like me that instantly. Even Joyce didn't like me that quickly.
What?
Way to be on your phone, dear. How long did it take you to take to me?
You?
Yeah. I mean, you liked me after the first day.
I liked you.
You thought I was cute and immature.
Yeah.
And I've lost the cute part.
Oh, you're still cute.
Oh, okay.
The Jelly Babies are from England. Why would we bring Jelly Babies?
Because they're popular over there.
Yeah, but we can't bring that from here. We can bring you Jelly Beans.
No, you can actually buy Jelly Babies here too. They're a name brand company.
Well, okay, I believe that. But if it's something they have there, we shouldn't bring it.
But it would be American, so it might be different.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. All
Whatever.
Right. All right,
If that's what you ask for, we'll throw them
We'll
a bag.
get a case.
Tom Baker snack. We'll bring them all scones.
Tom Baker
Or
snack?
scones, depending on what part of England you're from.
That's not an American snack.
All right,
either.
well, ladies and gentlemen, it is going on 6 o'clock, which
Yep.
means Joyce could start turning hangry at any minute.
Yep.
So I'm going to start to slow everybody down here and bring them to a stop and turn their lights off. You can do the
I don't
00
have
stuff
any.
on the floor.
Oh, I can do the floor. Yeah.
You can. There's only one. It's
Which
the black
controller?
one.
It's
The
the
black one.
black one.
The one that's not. The one that's lit up and showing power.
Oh, that's
Oh, rats.
I was trying to get it off in the right place.
Uh-oh. Did you break something, dear? No. Oh, okay, good.
I am placing him so he's not in the way. So we don't accidentally
but yeah. The only reason I wasn't running the inside one is I've still got to convert the Bachmann wire to work with the Märklin connection instead of with the Bachmann track connection.
Nah, John, we did I hiked Anthony almost to death, so I did all right.
Good night, Shedmouth. No,
Hey,
we
James.
did fine. Joyce got all her steps in, and I kept up with her, which was a double win. In fact, I think there were times where I ran Joyce ragged,
Really?
like through Vienna, the history tour.
Oh.
You were tiring out before me.
Well, okay. Yeah. All right.
But
That's fine.
yeah, I will be doing review videos on the Ocean Blue and Cream 218, the Class 220. I've just got to install them all.
Yeah.
Sadly, my mobile stations cannot take any more trains. They are maxed across the board now. So I have to put them. I either have to drop or fill out cards. I have to make cards and put them in.
Gotcha.
So that they can, when it's time to run it, I put that one in.
Gotcha.
Hey, Mark, thanks for hanging with us.
Yeah.
Well, we were never away. We were still showing up every Friday, but I will be putting out a series of videos. I put out 3 videos, 2 last night or this morning.
It's good to be back in the normal routine and running the trains.
Yeah. I put out 2 videos last night or early this morning if you're in the UK and Europe. I put out a 3rd one about an hour before this live stream. Please watch them if you want to get more of the story of Horst and these amazing, cool, old Märklin things that I bought and why. Well, I didn't buy them. He gave them to me, but then I gave him money. He did not want me to buy them. He was giving me stuff, and I said I would feel better if I paid you for some of it. Gave you money for some of it. But he wouldn't take it in hand, so I left it to him.
Yeah.
But thank you all. It was great to have all the people back. And hopefully people will, who couldn't make it in, will watch this live stream on replay. A lot of cool stuff, a lot of great things. So let's get to the widescreen here. So to all you Knights of the Rhomboid Table, we want to thank you for
sticking with us,
sticking
coming
with
in
us,
and being supportive and hitting the like
hanging
button.
out. No dragons to fight, but plenty of ale to go around,
Sure.
and
Yes, make it.
everybody's welcome here. And I hope you know how we feel about you. We're always amazed to find out how people feel about us with all these freebie gifts people keep giving us.
Really.
Yeah, it's mind blowing. Like I said, those 2 cars and this thing.
Horse was a little different.
Horse was different.
Yeah.
That was special. So anyhow, thank you all for coming in. And on behalf of the Knights of the Rhomboid Table, I'm going to say Auf Wiedersehen
Cheers.
and happy trains. Take care, everybody.